Right, good afternoon. Welcome to VP4TV, or good early evening, whatever time it is. It's about 20 past 5 British summer time. We're a bit late in joining this because I was getting my dinner, but this is one of the few remaining first round matches. Well, that's not getting to a rail. And it's Jose McEwen representing Spain, Interchange X from the USA. I didn't have any intention of streaming this match simply because it wasn't on the bracket. It hadn't been scheduled. They were leaving it to the last minute. And the match that I was intended to stream starts in just over 90 minutes' time. And that is between Sergeresh representing Belarus and Bedhead representing Sweden. One thing to make note of is the fact that Sergeresh hasn't been around in VP4 for about a month. I checked his profile, and we'll just have to wait and see if he shows up. But this is, as I said earlier, one of the last first round matches, race to 19, no jump queues, and Interchange X is the favourite, simply because he will make less mistakes than Jose, and he will take more opportunities than Jose. So on paper, he's a very strong favourite, and looking at the score, Interchange X with a 4-1 lead here is already in a strong position. And the one ball just squeezes into the far side of the pocket. So Jose's got his work cut out to stay in touch here early on. Well, anywhere out in the middle of the table will do for this 6-ball, although he needs to have the angle to get around on top of the 7. So he's got that angle. It may well be a bit further away on the 7. Well, he's played it tight. The only danger with playing it tight around the corner is a scratch in the side, but he's well away from that. So here's the big test. Inside towards the rail with the cue ball. So again, the cue ball wants to go the same direction it's just went in that previous shot. And ideally, he wants to get the cue ball back to where he is right now for that 8-ball. And that is an excellent shot. He's just gone a tad more than he would have liked. But no problem. And now we have a 5-rack-to-1 lead. Now, who's that in the chat? Vertigo Liquid. Well, the title's set for the match that's coming up. I mean, it's, that's what I've just said. We've got this match, which I wasn't intended to do, which wasn't on the schedule until last thing. And then we've got the one that I was intended to do, which is coming up later on. Where's the confusion? Have you changed that profile picture yet? Because it's bloody stupid looking. Nobody can make head nor tail of it, least of all me. Well, Jose's in dire straits here of being properly humiliated. He's certainly well worth more than 1 rack here, but that won't help him getting buried behind the 4-ball either. So Interchange X gets a roll. Now, what Jose doesn't want to do is bang stuff and split that 6 and 2-ball. He's heading the other direction, but he is banging stuff. And see, there's a prime mistake there that Jose's just made. You see, now again, I keep talking about thinking in your feet while you're playing. if you don't bang at that ball, you don't set the cue ball loose and do all the hard work for interchange X that he's just done right there. He split the 2 and the 6. He's left everything open, and that is somebody that is not thinking about what they're doing. And this is what I try to drill into people while they're playing. You look at the lay of the table, you see that 2 and 6 ball, you're playing a kick shot for a start, so you're trying to hit the other object ball. And you notice that the 2 and the 6 are tied up, and you're thinking, or you should be thinking, right, I don't want to do anything that's going to split them up. I want to at least give myself half a chance I might get back to the table. This way, he probably hasn't. And that's another example of players just not being fully switched on to the job in hand. And what he did do wrong there was bang the ball, have the cue ball running, and then split the 2 and 6. So make a note of that one. I hope you're paying attention, Vertical Liquid, to these things that I'm saying, because this is what a lot of players don't do. Not thinking on their feet. It's a simple task. If you're switched on to that all the time, then you're still a far better player. Okay, you might not pot the balls as well as some of the top players, but at least your brain's switched on to what you're trying to do. And Jose, well, he's back at the table. He's got to redeem himself here. He shouldn't really be back at the table, but he is. Now, that's a nice pace. Again, he doesn't need to get up above this 7 ball. He can just play it long, but he needs to get the right angle on it. Now, again, this is what I'm talking about. Once again, you've got to think on your feet. You need the right angle so that you're not going the wrong direction towards this 9 ball. Well, you see, that's good enough. I mean, he can just... he can either go forward, come back, as long as he's back far enough to have a nice, simple 9 ball. He's going to be on the rail, but there's no way he should miss this. I mean, you've got to, think to yourself, how can I be a better player? And straight off the bat, you can immediately be a better player by being aware of situations, being aware of things that can go wrong by the daft stuff that you do. If you're more aware of that, then the less likelihood of these things happening. That cue ball's going south. And that's what you don't want when you've just got your second rack in the board. And look at the table. Again, it's another cue ball exercise here. And the other bad news for Jose is look at where the 8 ball and the 9 ball are. They're very adjacent, so that makes Interchange X's life even easier. The only one that he needs to be wary of is how he is on the 3 ball, and I think he's perfect to play that 3 ball and hold for the 4. He's got the perfect angle that he can hold. Now, he could have stunned that in and held it, but he's left himself higher on the 4. Now, he could be going up table to play this on the side. He could be just leaving it round about there to play the 5 long. As long as you make a decision. Now, he hasn't quite got there on this 5 ball. Again, it's just giving him a wee bit more work to do with the cue ball. Now, that angle he has should be good enough just to stun across for this 8 ball. It does go past the 9, but he needs to get there. It doesn't look as if he's doing that, though. He looks as if he's running. Yeah, checked it a wee bit. Now, it needs to get the legs and come down here. And the other thing to be wary of, well, it's not frozen to the rail, that 9 ball, but he's just got a bit more angle in this 8 ball than he would like. So he's just going to try and drag it in. But you see how the cue ball's leaked away. You should still get this, though. And in it goes. So that was a disaster for Jose. After having pinched that last rack, he then blows up on the break with a scratch, and Interchange X pounces. Well, a ball went into the side pocket. I don't know what one. Let's see, 8 ball that's gone. And he's on the 1. He'll be off the short rail and out for the 2 into the side. And again, it's just a cue ball exercise. And this is why, you know, the stronger players are always going to be favourite, because, you know, their run-out percentage is going to be that bit higher with good tables like this. Less likelihood to do something daft and get into trouble. And again, you can go forward as long as you come up high enough. Well past the 7 and 6. Bit close to the rail though. Well, he's going to have to pinch a bit of angle here. Got the spin working. Again, this angle, you just have to make your mind up where you're going. Straight off the long rail back out for the 7. He's overhit that or underhit it. I presume he's underhit it because he was intended to play it into that corner as we look. So now he's in no man's land, and Jose better get ready. He might have a chance here. So any people who've just joined us, this is a predecessor to one of the other last first round matches, I think it is. I'll double check, but I'm pretty certain it is between Sergeresh and Bedhead. That's an excellent shot. Just a little glimmer of hope there for Jose that he might be getting back to the table, but very quickly snuffed out. So this match that I'm talking about starts in 90 minutes' time. And I think that was a 4 ball that went in top left corner. And again, perfect on the 1 ball. Now, if he's playing the draw shot, which he will be, he's played the stun draw. He's just not quite went into it, but he's good enough with the angle. Might have wanted back a wee bit more, but you don't want to interfere with that 8 ball. So he's done the right thing there, leaving it short. And again, you don't interfere with the 5 ball coming down here. Now he's going to be on top of this 3. This might be a mistake. Oh no, he's perfect. That was very well done. I was wondering where the spin on that cue ball might have took it, but it's actually, there was no spin on it when it got there. And this is just an object lesson on, you know, somebody who's a decent enough player. And again, Interchange X does not get a lot of table time in VP4. He's another one who doesn't sit dwelling in rooms and challenge rooms, so he has to find his feet as soon as he turns up. But it's a bit like riding a bike, playing VP4. You know, you just need, sometimes 2 or 3 racks to hit the ground running. And also, if you're not getting that return pressure from your opponent, then it makes your life a lot more comfortable as well. So Jose's going to have to work something out here. Well, the cue ball's gone south. So now he's got ball in hand, and this is where you simply must get out. But you also must know where you're going before you make that first move. It's a usual story. Well, the first thing he's doing wrong here, he's sticking himself on the rail. So again, he's only going forward, and again, he's put himself on the other rail. But that'll do, though. He's got the angle just to drop behind the 2, but he doesn't want to be on that next rail. He wants to get off that rail. As soon as he sticks himself on the rail, it leaves you less opportunity to do things with the cue ball. Now, the angle he's got there is fine. If he just goes forward, he can play the 6 long into the corner and not try and do any heroic acrobatic stuff. He just needs to go forward. I mean, you're talking about keeping things simple. Now, the further that comes out, the better. See, he's left it short now. Now there's a problem. The problem is he has to play this soft so it doesn't run too far that way. But he doesn't want to start running the cue ball and doing crazy stuff. He needs to limit this as to what he's going to do here. He might be running this, by the way, to try and play the... No, he is playing it soft. And that's perfect. So just a little dab for the 8 in the side. Yeah, that's not going to help him in 9 ball, though. I know he does. He's been in with Dwight IQ2 and all the other guys that play the 3 cushion, but that's not going to help him play 9 ball. Well, what's going to help him here is keeping the cue ball on the table for a start on this break. He needs to try and get a ball, which he has done. Cue ball almost kicked in there. 2 balls gone as well, but no shot. So now it's about coming up with something by way of a push out. Well, he's got to stay at this end of the table, I would think, where he is. But, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I'm at a push to think, well, where would be a decent push out here? I mean, if you push to this corner, you're enticing your opponent to take the cut on the 1. Well, he's actually pushed it in and out the corner too far. He's made this a lot easier. If he'd pushed it right into the corner there, he might have been less inclined to have a go at the cut. But I think Interchange X is going to have a go at this. He probably won't be that good in the 3 ball if he gets the wrong rub off the 9. Yeah. And this 1 ball's going to try and duck behind the 7. Now, this is touchy. This is very touchy. You can get this thin, cigarette paper thin, and be brave and try and get down by the 9 ball. You've got to be brave. You've got to risk the scratch. Well, this doesn't have the legs. He's trying to use the 8 ball as cover. Not a bad effort. I mean, he's left an edge. I don't know that whether Interchange X is going to have a blast at this, because if he tries to kick the 9 ball, it's certainly going to get stopped by the 8. This is a bit dodgy. He might be having a thin cut here. No, he's trying to duck and use the 8 ball. And he has done now. Well, again, going back to what happened in a previous rack, look at where the 3 ball is. The 3 ball and the 6 ball are tied up. So Jose doesn't want to have a bang at this too hard where he's going to run a ball down there and split them. Well, that'll do. Although Jose might find himself in trouble. A little touchy dab here to try and sneak behind that 8 ball. Yeah, he hasn't quite got there. It was a wee bit touchy. Now, well, if he pots the 1 option he can try is ducking behind the 6 ball if he just brushes that 3 ball. But again, that's a touch-sensitive stroke to play that, to try and hook Interchange X behind that 6. Well, he's went for the bump, and he's got the bump, and that's well done. Well done as far as getting the 3 out, but forget the 6 ball. It's going nowhere fast. Well, I don't know whether there's any value in maybe. I mean, there's not many balls on the table, but whether you can play any kind of safety off this 5 ball, I don't know. I mean, he can go for the cut and try and get a bump in the 6 here off this 5 ball. Good luck with that. But this is very touchy to cut this and try and get into the gap and hold it. Well, it would have been handy if it had bumped to 9. Well, he's got himself a shot one way or another. This is very testy, this 6 ball. The side pocket ready to grab this. Going up the rail. The cue ball's got to go up top as well, I think. Is that going to hold the line? Yes, it has done. Well, he's given himself half a chance. It needed more legs, that cue ball. But the cut is definitely on, and he's definitely going to have a shot in the 8 ball. I don't think he's going to scratch in the corner. No, he's fine. Well, I'll tell you something. This is a desperate rack to win. It's just about trying to work your way back into the match at the moment for Jose. But he's done very well. I'll give him that, because that 6 ball and it was not a run out table. You had to manufacture that shot, and he done very well to get that done there. And again, he's looking for the fallout. He ain't getting it though. The break ain't backing him up. Well, this is... I mean, okay, yes, you can cut the 1 ball. You might be able to avoid the 8 ball, and you might be able to bump into the 6. But whether you're going to have any sort of potable shot in the 2 ball, I don't know. It looks too tight to the 9. And, well, I think Interchange X would like to have that again, because I don't know exactly what he was trying there. I mean, if he was trying to hook Jose behind the 6 and he hit that any harder, he was going to pot the 1 and be hooked himself. So that's definitely got me confused. But then again, he's also given ball in hand to Jose, and there's an ugly situation with this 2 ball, and he's leaving Jose to deal with it. Well, now, a half-decent safety is what's required here. And I don't think that's it. Now, you see, there's a problem where you're playing a fair bit of 3-cushion billiards. Your touch on this table is totally gone. The weight of shot is totally gone. You know, Jose's that used to playing softer shots because the cue ball runs a lot more in the billiard table, and he's underhit that by a mile. And all he's done is gifted Interchange X a free go at getting out. So perhaps not the wisest of things to be doing when you're planning to play in this tournament is play a lot of 3-cushion, whereas you should be playing a fair bit of 9-ball to get the weight of the table down. And he's now trying to get himself together on this table, which is far, far slower than the billiard table, and he's under-hitting shots, especially the little touchy ones, where he's trying to hook his opponent there. And he's probably going to look at this rack going south as well. Well, this is not a gimme, this 7 ball. Far from it. And the main reason I say that is because not only is the pot testy, but the cue ball has to be controlled as well. You're not going to get away with just knocking this in the hole. You've got to think about the cue ball, and it's going to stay in the table. And again, that's a very well controlled shot. And the gap is going to go to 5 again. Now, Jose, again, he needs something to happen for himself, but he also needs to cut out the errors. It's the same golden rule every time. Self-inflicted damage is the worst way to start losing matches. So interchange X almost halfway home. There's that line of balls. We've seen quite a lot of them in this tournament so far. And the 5 ball has gone in the break. 7 balls hanging over this corner. So the one thing to double check is what's the situation with the 6 ball? Well, all of those balls are separated, so they all go. So sometimes there's one tied up with another and you can only pot it into the side pocket, but they're fine the way they are. Now, how's he sitting there? Well, he can hold off this 4 ball. He's going to have to dig in to come back off the 4. Well, he's played a bump there, and that's dangerous doing that. I think he had to dig in and get play that harder and draw to the rail. I'm sure he could have done that, because when you start trifling, bumping into the 9, he's come off the wrong side of it and he's hooked. Where's this 6 ball ending up? Is it going to be bottom side of the pocket? Oh, no, I think he's fine. I think Jose's got a shot. He's got to have a good look at it before he plays it, though, just to make sure he's not hitting into the point there. 7 ball hanging over the pocket, so he's got no problem getting on his next ball. The problem is getting it out of there for the 8 ball. Again, this looks simple, but the testy shot is getting out of that corner and getting on the 8 ball. Easier said than done. He's gone up table. I think he was pretty straight on that. At least he's given himself a cut. And this cue ball is going to head the right direction up to where he is now, as long as he hits it. But if he overhits it, he's in trouble. He wants to hit this. He's not hit it at all here. He's not hit it at all. He's going to be on top of it. Well, the cut's still on, but it's a bedhead cut. And again, clutching at straws here. These really have to go in, because the chances are you're leaving it on if you miss it. And he's nailed it. Again, another testy situation, which he's got himself out on. He's hanging in there at the moment, Jose. But that was a mistake there from Interchange X that caused that. I think he played the penultimate ball the wrong way there in that rack, which led him to get himself into trouble. And I think Jose's at it again. I think he's come up dry again. I didn't hear anything go. So Jose's not doing himself any favours with the follow-up break here. He's coming up dry more often than not. But at least he's not scratching this time. I'll just hold the cue ball in the middle of the table. You're on the 3. But again, it's all about the angle. You've got to get up there for that 4 ball. And he's just gone the wrong side of the 3. So now, interchange. Well, I know what I'd be doing, because I'm that crazy. I'd be spinning this 1, 2, 3, 4 and getting into this spot here by the 9 ball. That's what I'd be doing. He's trying to pinch an angle and spin it. And in fact, he's a lot more bloody sensible than I am, because that's a brilliant shot. That was excellent. But again, the stun, the technique there was the stun, pinching the angle, but then letting that spin, twist it off the rail and push it down. I mean, that was a well-executed shot, but I'm that daft. I would love to just go for the 3-4 railer there and probably end up losing the rack because of it. Now, I think the 9 ball is off the rail, or is it? No, it isn't. I take it all back. That is frozen to the rail, so he wants to get himself flush on the rail here if he can. And that's not bad. In fact, that's pretty good. So a good response here from Interchange X. Well, I think the plan is if this match finishes, sooner rather than later, if you know what I mean, because we're an hour and 10 minutes away from the main match, which may or may not go ahead, I hasten to add, simply because Sergeresh hasn't actually played a game online here for a month. So he may or he may not show. I know Bedhead should show. He would normally always be guaranteed, but not so certain about Sergeresh today. But that is the match that I'm intended to do next. Now, what was that ended up in the side pocket? Something went in. The 1 ball's gone. And the 3 ball is now married up with the 4. Well, I mean, it's not frozen to it, but it's by far from easy to get to. And the 2 ball's not a gimme either to start with. You think Sergeresh will be here, or was he in practicing? Ah, right. So he hasn't played any matches. Well, there's a handy fluke for Jose. Has he gone far enough to have a shot in the 3? I'm not convinced. I think he needs to play this to the long rail, to the short rail next to the 5, and head to the long grass. That's a shot, Jose. Oh, well, if he has been online practicing, fair enough, then he will be. So let's see if Jose... I mean, this is a shot he should see. And he's played it well. He's played it very well. He's got the length as well. Interchange X, of course, can use the 5 ball as a stopper. He's not looking at a combo, is he? He's not looking at something crazy here. Well, he might be looking at something crazy. No, I think he's just trying to fool me. Well, now, I'd be putting a bit of right-hand spin in this and checking this thin and trying to duck down by the 9 ball. That's what I'd be doing here. Trying to push that right onto the 8. But you need a bit of right English, but you don't want too much that you run into the 8, the 9, and, well, everything about that was wrong. And again, making the wrong move at the wrong time. That's exactly what Jose's done there. This is probably going to have to be the 5-8 combo, and it's not set, but where the cue ball is, he's going to be sitting fairly decent on the 5-8, so I've no doubt that's going in. Although he's let the cue ball further down. I don't know whether he likes it from that angle. I still would have preferred it from that angle, but anyway, he should still get it. But, well, commentators curse there. Jose's been let off the hook big time. Maybe Interchange X should have done what I was saying all along there and kept the cue ball further up the table. You let it roll down, and Jose's got a gift here to get back to within 4, and he has to pounce. You might not get all that many chances against these stronger players, and it's the paramount thing that you must get out, and especially when the table's like this, you must get out. And, well, again, an utter and total complete disaster. Oh, dear. Well, I don't know, but Jose, will he ever learn? Will he ever learn? If he saw that was too straight, then he had to take evasive action and not let it roll into the pocket for a start. Oh dear. Oh dear, what a big swing there. I mean, that is costly. That is a huge swing. He's now back to 6 behind, and it should be 4. And he's only got himself to blame. This is how you end up losing. You think about all the silly stuff you've done, the opportunities that you've let slip, and there's a big one there. So welcome to Romario. Nobody else is saying anything. So we don't know who else is out there. I wonder if Steve watched any of that match that I went and do Lally on the other day there. I wonder if Steve saw any of it. He probably didn't. That was crazy, that. Especially at that time in the morning, where I was semi-conscious. At least that's the excuse I'm giving anyway. Well, there we go. How many racks is this going to cost Jose? Oh dear. Well, that was again probably. I don't know whether he was trying to check the cue ball up there, but again, Jose's been let off the hook. And you can also, where's this cue ball going? You can also say that these errors from interchange X again are just lack of table time. Well, what a relief for Jose here. Is he going to get his break working and give him some help? Welcome to Hazard. Well, whenever Jose's wanted a backup rack, he's had absolutely nothing from what I've seen. Not a jot. He's getting absolutely nothing. He's definitely going to have to manufacture something here. I don't know what line he's sitting on in this two ball because I haven't been round to look, but whether he can squeeze, well, he is going multi-rails to leave it into the other side. Needs to bump the 6. He'll settle for that. Then it'll be 4 into the corner, 5 into the side, back for the 6 into the corner. Probably 7 up table. The only dodgy thing about the 7 up table is whether you're going to stay there for the 8 up to that corner or whether you're going to risk rolling through for the 8 into the side. So you have to make a decision. So we'll see what he does here. See, it's so easy to just stop the cue ball and play the 7 long into the corner. Well, he's left himself inside the 7, so that pretty much means that he's going to play this into the side, I would assume, this 8 ball. Well, he's let the cue ball leak away big time, and again, he's leaving himself an awful lot to do here. The shot was correct, but he needs to leave that at least 2 feet shorter than where he is. And that's why he ended up missing the 8 ball. He's left himself no easy shot there at all. And once again, Jose let off the hook. Now, he's the wrong angle in the 8. Now, he's got to watch he doesn't do something crazy and draw into the side pocket here or whatever. I don't know whether he's going to go forward. All he needs to do is get back into the table, or if he... What angles he got there? Let's have a look. He's going to hold it and play it into the side. That was well worked out. Stunned it enough to get that running in the cue ball. You're always trifling with the pocket, the corner pocket doing that, but he's got away with it. And another desperate rack to win. Now, surely he's going to get something here by way of a follow-up. He's had nothing on a follow-up break. Bone dry or a scratch, that's all he's had. 8 ball, thought about it, and it's dry again. And not only that, he's plumb on the 1 ball, although the cue ball has got a bit to do to get onto the 2. Well, this is Just duck for cover here. Well, Jose's going to have a shot in this too, if he fancies it. And this cue ball could do with bumping something here if he does play this shot, because look at where the 3 is. The 3's sitting there on top of the 8 ball for a combo. Well, he has bumped a ball, but he hasn't bumped it hard enough, and he's hit it too full. Not a problem to kick at the 3. But you've got to think that if he doesn't get this safe, the way these balls are lying, Interchange X is going to immediately respond. Oh, he's double banked it. How's his luck? Where's the cue ball finishing up here? Oh, he's on top of the 9. Well, he's not quite. It's actually not bad. Now, the danger with this shot is you don't want to hold it and hit it too hard and go behind the 6 when you're playing this into the top corner. And at the same time, you don't want to leak the cue ball away. Is that going to hold the line? Yes, it is. He's gone inside. Well, this is all about, leaving yourself a sight in the 6 ball, and dare you try and do too much with the cue ball here. Well, again, Jose's got the old 3 cushion problem. He's got the old 3 cushion problem again. He's not hit it. And again, it's a chance thrown away. So he's already made, 2 noticeable errors, at least with the touch, by trying to play a soft stroke on a table he's not been familiar with in the last few weeks and months when he's been playing loads of 3 cushion. Not a good transition to do that, but once again, Interchange X has let him off the hook. And here we go again. And it's still a toughie, the 6 balls in the pocket. Got to not try and take too many liberties here and get that cue ball out of there somehow or other. And this might not be that good. Well, yes, you can cut that into the side, but he's stuck to the rail. And I don't know whether the cue ball's going to catch any of that 8 ball or whether it's going to miss it and come around the corner, but he's got to go all out for it. Watch the cue ball. He's overdone it. And he did go around the back and he did come out. But he's not going to get a second chance here, I don't think. I'll Interchange X. It's got the cut up the rail. Now the cue ball wants to nip over this side, obviously. But as long as it nips across and comes out, far enough like that, that is pretty good. And the only way this is going to wrong is if he scratches somewhere either on the side or runs down here into the corner and scratches, and he's well away from any of that happening. So just for a second there, Jose thought he had a chance, but it very quickly snuffed out. And it's now back to a 5-rack lead again. But, any other day you might think you're going to get something decent on your own break. When you get it, Jose's had absolutely nothing. Not a sniff. And like I said, also, I think he had a couple of breaks where he scratched the break, and that didn't help him. And meanwhile, Interchange X, 3 ball has gone down, shot in the 1, 2 ball in the middle of the table at the side. Make sure you can see the 4 ball, 5 ball into the top left, maybe 6 ball long into this bottom corner. 7 could be into this bottom right corner or into the side. Oh, what's he doing here? He's fine. I think the angle's good enough. Yeah. So this is, again, just an elementary run out, at least it should be. And welcome to Bedhead. Well, the guys are saying that Sergeresh is going to show up, because I was checking his profile. He hadn't been playing for a month. He hasn't any matches, but I've been reliably informed he was in practicing, so he should be here then. And I would assume that this will be all the first round matches done tonight, eventually. Or is that Sargo match still on? Well, I presume he's going to nip this in. Let's have a quick look and see what's still outstanding here. So we've got the match there. There's a match further down that hasn't been played. I forgot to even check on Spud Boy's result. Well, Spud Boy did get more than one rack. I gave him a task not to be that numptish, not to get more than one rack, and he got 3 against Acero. That was played late on last night, my time. Now, there was another match. Was it not Sargo or whatever the hell his name is? Now, there it is. Aye, that one with NSWAR and Sargo, that's not going to happen by the look of it, unless they turn up later on, before 11 p.m. tonight, I think. Or is it tomorrow? I know this is the 27th, isn't it? So that's the one that's probably going to end up in a forfeit and a toss of a coin, by the look of it. And there's the match we're talking about tonight. So the first round will be totally complete by the end of proceedings tonight. Meanwhile, Jose has got himself back at the table. He's fluking balls or doing whatever it was. We didn't catch what he did there, but I noticed the 3 ball went in and Interchange X said good shot, or, so it must have been a combo or something he's done. But it's a 6 rack deficit Jose's got, so he's got an awful lot of work to do and not an awful lot of racks to spare. Who proposed playing today? Oh, you're talking about Sergeresh proposed playing today. I thought you were maybe talking about that Sargo match. Maybe that's what you mean. Well, again, every rack is desperate for Jose just to try and stay in touch, but he won't get any momentum at all. He said none. None whatsoever. Something's got to change for him. You would think so. I mean, you can only play so many racks. Something's got to turn for you. I mean, what have you done to deserve this? Well, a ball has gone in. He's going to have no shot in the 1. Is he looking to blast this and try and thin cut that into the side? I think it will go. I think if you blast that, you could scrape it and it will go into the side. But goodness knows what's going to happen here. Keep your eye in every pocket. Oh, he's played the bank. He's bumped into the 9 ball. Well, believe it or not, that 2 ball cuts. I mean, it actually cuts, although I don't think he can get to the cut angle. I think that's the problem. The 8 ball's in the way. Well, he's got a fairly straightforward safety as long as he finds the gap between the 5 and the 9. But he might be going for the bank here, up and down. He might. No, he isn't. He is trying to duck. Well, he's trying to put the cue ball through there behind the 5. And again, I don't think he's got there. And he might be in trouble here himself if Interchange X might be going all over the cut as well. Is he? I thought he's going to send that 2 ball up the table. He's certainly heading the right direction for where the 4 ball is. I think he's lining this up. And that's just going to catch the knuckle. And here we go again. The only problem is, look at the distance between the 2 ball and the 4 ball. Jose's absolutely bolt straight in the 2. And he could use the rail and spin this around the corner just to come out this side. If he goes rail, ball, and out, but not too much juice, he's trying to play a draw shot. Now, this needs to miss the 7. Well, it's grazed the 7. It's not bad, but look at where the 5 is. Again, he's got an awful lot of work to do, but he's got to get right into the cue ball and try and get to the rail and come out of this clean. Where's it ending up? Needs a nice bump. He ain't got it. Well, you could go to the rail, maybe a little dab of left and try and bank that in or kick bank it in pocket weight, but I think he's done the right thing. I think that's the right shot. That's an excellent shot. Very well done. I don't know whether you can get any of that 5-ball. You've got to go to the rail. Good chance of this getting kicked in, though. Needs to bounce. If Jose's going to be enticed into playing a shot here. Well, again, cue ball stuck to the bottom rail. 5-ball dodgy enough up the rail. Cue ball heading across table. No doubt he's going for the pot here. And that's very well played. Has it got the legs to get out and have a shot in the 6? Yes, it has. Well, the big VP4 escape route, big draw up the table, left-hand side. Watch the cue ball. Well, you're still going to have a shot. Now, it wouldn't do him any harm if he actually come down here and bumped to 9. He might still have an 8-ball into the side or up into the top left-hand corner pocket. If he comes up clean, then he has to bounce high enough into the table. He needs to miss contact here. And he's forgot about the 7-ball. He's forgot about the 7. Well, it's another big loss for the chance that he's created for himself there, Jose. Because Interchange X ain't going to make a mistake here. I don't think so. I'll have a quick drink. Well, we've lost the 4 and the 6-ball. Not a great shot in the 1. Trying to duck behind the 3 of the 8. Cue ball sneaked out. But it's another chance for Jose. The obvious problem shot is if he gets anything on the 2-ball, how does he get onto this 3? Does he decide that he's going to play the 3 as a combo with the 8, or is he going to try and get down the short side? Well, I think the answer's now that he's got the other side of this 2-ball. He's going to drop down for the 3-8 combo, because that's where the cue ball wants to land. Now it needs to bounce. It looks the right pace to give him half a chance here. Now he's also got to think about where the 3-ball wants to end up. It wants to end up over by the rail there. And he's hit it at the perfect pace just to hold it in play. Well, this is just 2 rails and off the long rail on the left side as we look to have a simple shot in the 7-ball. Now, again, if you just roll this in, the cue ball's going that direction. It's coming down that direction to the 9. And the pace is perfect. And he's right pretty much in the money. Well, if Jose can get to double figures, it will help his psychological game. Having double figures is better. He's got a ball, but once again, Cue ball did its best to try and scratch, but he's actually sitting here pretty good. For once, the one and only time he's been sitting good here, he's got the one up the table. He's on the two. All he needs to do is come out far enough where he's either playing the three into the side or he's just rolling it up the rail and going behind the four into the other corner. Now, you see, that there means that you just roll through. You don't do anything else other than roll through because the angle in the cue ball wants to go that way slightly, so you just let it roll out and play the four the other way. He looks as if he's drawing back here to play it. Well, now he's sort of in between. Again, what do I keep saying? Keep things simple. Now he's got a dabby four ball into the side. Okay, he's got the angle to get out in the six, but you don't want this if you can help it. This is squeaky bum time. And there you go. That's how easy it is to make mistakes. And again, you take what's simple. He should have done what I told him. He's trying to be too good. And that's another big two-rack swing at the wrong time, especially if this cue ball can find the track to get up onto the 8. And again, it's easier said than done. There's nothing guaranteed here. But he's got the spin and he's pretty much got the pace. The cue ball's off the rail and this is perfect. But that's another sore one for Jose. And again, it's just the wrong shot choice, in my opinion. He should have kept it simple when it's staring him in the face that's a simple shot. And it's amazing how players ignore the simple option. Was he actually online, Sergeresh? Oh, there we go. That's a good thing. Right, well, it looks like we're going to be well short of the start time of the other match, so I'm not going to shut down the stream. I'm just going to take a little interlude until nearer the time. I mean, it could be what? Well, let's be honest. I mean, we're 45 minutes away. And depending on how things go here, we could be another, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. It just depends on how things go. Well, there's cover to duck into, but Jose went all out for the bank. He's going to get second prize, although he's left an edge. Well, a very, very thin edge, it has to be said. But if Interchange X gets this right, Jose could be doubly in trouble as well in a minute when he comes back to the table. Well, he's got that a bit thick. He's actually ended up not too bad, though. Now, the obvious thing you'd want to do is just bank this back up the table, because that's all you can see to do with the two ball. You can only see half the two ball. The problem with trying to bank it up the table is it banking into something like the 8 ball. Well, Jose's went for the kick. Well, I suppose it could have finished worse. I mean, he's left a shot on. Now we need to look at the mess up the table here. Well, that 4 ball ain't going anywhere fast. It was not easy, but look at this. Look at the result. Interchange X ends up rolling onto the 7. I think he's got Jose. Oh no, has he got him hooked? Hang on a minute. Oh, he has got him hooked, yeah. And he's kicked it in. How's the cue ball? Needs to get a rub here. Well, he's got a shot in the 3, but I mean, any value in potting this 3 because he might be hooked in the 4. He might be hooked in this 4 ball. He's got an awful lot of distance to go to actually see any of this 4 ball. So I'm not quite convinced whether there's any great value in potting this 3. And then again, well, does he think he can cut that in? Well, that is very tight, but yes, it does cut. It does cut, but that 8 ball is going to jump out and grab it. That is so tight, that 4 ball, between the 8 and 9, or between the 8 and the right jaw of that pocket. Oh, that's very well done. Needed a bump. He's got a bump onto the 5. Now again, he's in between shots here. If he plays it into the corner, he doesn't want to do too much with the cue ball. He's going to leave the cut, the longer cut in the 6. And that's a sensible shot. Now, again, this is all about the weight of shot, and this is where Jose's been struggling. He wants to pot this and come into the table with the 7 into the side and drop down for the 8. And again, he's not hit it. He's not hit it. He's nowhere near where he wanted to be. He wanted to be sort of there. Drop that in, run to the rail, come around the back, and leave yourself exposed in the 8 ball. Now he's got work to do, big time. And it certainly cuts in the side, no doubt about that. He could be bumping into the 9. Now he's trying to do acrobatics with the cue ball. Look at how deep he is in the cue ball here. He could miss cue here. He's trying to drag the pace off, and it's worked out perfect. The only worry was the collision in the 9, and he's played it perfectly. Now again, little dinky spin, not too much. Well, he's just overcooked it a tad. And now these blind angles, you don't want to hit a knuckle if you're hitting it soft because it ain't going in. Big shot again to get to double figures. There we go. Nice out there from Jose. And back to 5 behind. There's that pattern with the 3 balls again. And the break this time, well, it's worked in terms of getting balls in the break. Yes, he's got half a shot in the 1, but he's also got an easy safety here, Jose. He's got a very easy safety here to put Interchange X in trouble. This is going to split these balls doing this. He's playing the cut. And it goes. Now he needs a lucky roll here. And I think he's ended up not too bad. The 2 goes up past the 7. Again, the problem's the angle in the 2. The cue ball wants to get in this mess here. So he can come off that and draw back and have the 4 on the side. Avoid all contact. Needs to get off the rail. Well, again, this is touchy, but he only needs to just drop this in and get the cue ball to about there. He's got an easy cut in the 6 into the side, and he can go 2, 3 rails and come into the table for the 7. I mean, that's the road ahead for Jose here. Right, this is fine. Now he doesn't want to collide with anything. So if he's cutting that there, he wants to avoid traffic and come around and out for the 7 into the other corner pocket. He doesn't want to catch that 7. And this is nice pace. Needs to hold up, though. Needs to... Whoa. Well, it was nice pace, but it's got too many legs. Oh, dear. I thought that pace was fine. Well, that's again, Jose's caught out the other way this time. He's been under hitting shots, and now he's overhit it. And from a rack that looked as if it was going to be a follow-up, it looks to be diminishing rather rapidly unless he gets a roll of the ball here, and this might not be too bad. Okay, Interchange X has got a shot. Does he want to try dropping that into the side, or is he going to go all the way up table? Because again, the cue ball's got to travel, or he's got to leave a big distance cut in the 8 ball into the corner. So this is certainly not over this rack. Oh, he's nailed it. Look at this cue ball. That was very well done. You know, if you're going to play the shot, you play the right shot. You know, you never bottle out of it. And Interchange X nailed that 100% to leave that in no doubt of where that was headed. And that takes him on to 16. The gap is 6. And that's probably a couple of racks too many for Jose to make up. I think that rack we've just seen there really had to go in Jose's favour to sort of make this interesting for the remaining racks, but having gone to Interchange X has maybe snuffed that idea out. So Interchange X comes up dry. Well, the 1 does go past the 3, but I think you're looking to try and play a decent safety here, try and get some cover, but he's gone all out for it. His cue ball's gone south. He's given ball in hand, but again, the 3 ball, where it's sitting, he ain't going anywhere quick. Well, yes, you pot the 1. Yes, you can get down in the 2. Now, unless you get some sort of sweet angle and you can avoid traffic, you're not going to get a hit in that 3 ball. Well, that was almost a scratch. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about, where he's sitting here. If he can miss the 5 ball with the cue ball, well, he's missed the 5, but he didn't play it with any pace where he was going to try and get up and get a spin into these. I don't think that was really on. But is he trying a billiard? I don't know that that's on either. Yes, it is. What do I know? That's perfect. So that was a quick rack. And Interchange X is 2 away from round 2. We might be dry again. This time, though, Jose's got a shot in the 1, but he's dead straight in the 1. So, again, limited by what he can do here. He could try and get enough angle to stun out. Well, that's not bad. That's not a bad effort getting there. Again, cue ball's heading into traffic. If he does nothing here, he now try to check it up. Well, he has a shot. The problem with the shot that he has, though, is, again, the cue ball wants to go that way, and he needs to come down and still be able to see the 4 if he pots this into the side. And that 8 ball could be interfering with play here in a second or 2. Oh, this pace, if he just holds there, that will do in terms of the 4 ball. But again, if you don't have your work cut out here, Jose, look at what he's got. He's got the 5 ball this end of the table. The 4 ball's up there. Cue ball's not going anywhere quick. And I think Jose's decided that the banks are open, or he's ducking. He's doing either or. He looks as if he's ducking for cover here. He needs to get this cigarette paper thin, and he needs to get distance. When he's hit that too thick, in fact, he may well end up in trouble himself here, because he should not have exposed that edge of that 5 ball, but he ended up hitting it too thick. And Interchange X could duck for cover easily here. And that's perfect as long as he didn't hit the knuckle. Has it got enough legs to get around? Yes, it has. So now Jose's in deep doo-doo. He's in deep trouble. He's up the proverbial without a paddle here. And that's, don't know whether the side pocket's in the way here, or maybe not. I think he needs to hit above the side pocket to try and get to this 5. He might be going too far up the table, is he? Oh no, he has got the line. Oh, that's, did he brush that there? Did he actually brush that 5 ball? No, he didn't. I thought he'd actually hit it. Right, so ball in hand, little jab out, back the way he came here with the cue ball. And he's bumped to 7. He's nicely on the 6. Now, does he just stay up top for a roll down in the 7? That would be the sensible shot again, unless he's going to come into the table and try and get onto it into the side. So that leaves him just dropping this into the side. 8 ball into the top right-hand corner. Needs the angle to come closer to the 9, though. He stuck himself in the rail. And he's pretty straight in 8, so all he's going to do is going to go forward and leave the long cut. Yeah. This could have been simpler. Well, Interchange X is breaking. He's on the hill, breaking for the match, leading 18 racks to 10. And again, it's all about thinking about how many racks you've let slip, Jose. And that break from Interchange X is exactly what the doctor ordered. He's had the 3 ball, the 5 ball. He's got certainly half a shot in the 1. But he's sort of in no man's land either way here. The obvious problem is if you cut the 1 that way, you've got to run this cue ball into traffic probably and have no shot at all in the 2. I think, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I think the push out is probably a better bet. Push out to an edge, onto the 6 ball or something like that. But he's gone all out for the cut, and now he needs to still have a shot in the 2, has he? Oh, I think he can squeeze that in, no problem. I think he could just dab the edge of that 2 and spin out of there. Yeah, cue ball spinning. Oh, and now, well, that little rub will help him. So it's Arnie time, folks. It's all over. Well, now he can actually stun this into the corner and bump off the rail and come out for this 7 ball. He needs to hit it, and he has done. Well, I would say that this could have been less comfortable for Interchange X if Jose was a bit more deadly and if he had a bit more favouritism on the break, because he didn't have an awful lot happen for him. A little bit happened in the second half of the match, but by then it was probably too late. So Interchange X goes through to round 2 by 19 racks to 10. Jose, like the rest of the first round losers, straight over to the 1 loss side. And we will have a quick refresh there. And if we look up top, we have Interchange X now through. Well, you can go from good news to bad news. Interchange X gets the good news there by winning that match. And who does he have to play second round? Albinario. So good luck there. He's going to get a much, much sterner test against Albinario. We have Cobra with a matchup with VMAX Joe. This is somebody I've never heard of. I have no clue how he plays, but I'm going to stick my neck in the block and say Cobra shouldn't have a problem. And further down, we have Acero up against Tommy in round 2. We have Mooncake and Bankster. And we have Poolkabouter waiting on something happening with Spectre Dawn and Timberwind Pigeon. I have no idea. I've not asked Spectre Dawn anything. If anybody else has got any idea what's happening there, you can let us know. For days on end, Timberwind Pigeon was in the lobby while these sign-ups are going on. And now that the bracket's live, he's nowhere to be seen. Further down, we have One Pocket Slim. And like Spectre Dawn, we've got this Sargo NSWR match with no idea what's happening. So One Pocket Slim's going to have somebody to play at some point later on tonight. RTX graphics card He came through very comfortably against Miskin earlier on by 19 racks to 5. He's already through to round 3. The match that we have later on with Bedhead and Sergeresh, and we have Larry through to round 2 after that last rack decider against Romario. So that's what's to come up later on. Now, the time at the moment is just gone past the half-hour mark. So I'm going to take a little 10-minute break or so, and we'll be back with you for this Sergeresh Bedhead match when it comes at the top of the hour. I don't know whether Steve's intended to join us. I'll put Discord on and we'll see what happens. So hang about, folks. We'll be back with you in a little while.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Right, welcome back, folks. Welcome back to VP4TV. We had a little interval there between the match between Jose and Interchange-X. Interchange-X through to round 2 in the 2026 Virtual 9-Ball World Championship. This matchup coming at the top of the hour is probably going to be the last played match in these first round matches. There are still 2 outstanding, both of which we don't know what's happening in them, what the communication is, if there's been any. But this match between Sergeresh representing Belarus and Bedhead representing Sweden goes ahead at the top there. Now, where is Sergeresh? Is he in the chat? Yes, he is. So both players are here. So we're going to have a match on Race to 19. This might be very much similar to the match with Jose and Interchange-X, where Bedhead is certainly a lot more proficient at getting out on a table that you should be getting out of, and that is probably going to be the story, I would think. Maybe Sergeresh will maybe get better results on his break and scratch less than Jose did early on, but I think that might be the way the match might go. Now, Steve messaged me, said he's going to drop in. Let me just check. Right, well, he's not there yet, but he shouldn't be that far away. He's intending to join us, so he's going to... In fact, are you still there, Larry? I don't know whether Larry's left the building. But Larry types in the chat there, and now obviously he was watching the match, and at no time during that match did anybody say to me, we're not getting the game sound. And I know how that happened, because I looked at my second monitor, and during the week, I was messing about with the replay function to see if I could get it to work, where it wasn't going to crash XSplit. I tested it, and needless to say, it is still crashing XSplit. There is a bug in the replay, and I know how that happened. It's difficult to explain, but to cut a long story short, I inadvertently hit the mute button on my system sounds on XSplit, as opposed to when I tried to hit and cancel the replay being on screen at the time, and I've inadvertently cancelled the sound, which I did midweek, and it's been like that since midweek, and I did the whole of that stream there, and not a single person actually had the foresight to actually type in the chat and tell me we're not hearing the game sound, or I would have fixed it straight away. Well, thanks very much for that. Another quick tab.
Welcome to VP4TV. You're watching a Tactical Genius production. Please welcome your commentary team for this match, 9ball.com and Super Admin aka Steve Chaplin, CEO and President of Belarus, Inc. Good luck to both players and have a good one.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Steve.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Well, I'll ask you a quick question. I don't suppose you got to watch any of that match I streamed early morning during the midweek?
I did not.
The one with graphics card and Coke. Well, you would have witnessed in the last 5 or 6 racks me having a nervous breakdown. I totally lost the plot in that because the match was going haywire and going crazy. It went to a final rack decider, and then it was a disaster that ended it. But I totally forgot what it was a race to. I thought it was a race to 18, but that was half my problem. I was all over the place at the end of that match. So it was exciting. But it was, I mean, if you ever get the chance, go and watch the last half a dozen racks of that match, if you get a chance. Well, I've already said to the guys in the stream that this match could very much be a similar story to the match that we had an hour ago between Interchange X and Jose. Bedhead is probably going to be too strong and too good at running out on tables that you expect people of his class to run out, and Sergeresh might not be quite as good, and that's certainly going to be the difference between the two. I would suggest. I don't know about you, Steve.
I would agree with you. I mean, Bedhead's definitely the favorite here. We'll see what Sergeresh can come with. I mean, he's a pretty good player.
Well, I was just
but he's certainly not Bedhead's caliber.
Well, I was just mentioning there as well that I checked his profile earlier today. He hasn't been actually playing in any matches or anything for more than a month, or round about a month.
And he's kind of always been inconsistent, so we'll see how he handles not playing and whether he's.
They're already started. They're well into the first rack. I didn't know it was that far on. So
yeah. So Bedhead's at the table, and he's got a tricky shot here to get on the 4-ball.
Well, he's going to bump the 5.
Beautiful.
He's going to bump the 5. That's perfect. Well, he's sort of gone inside a wee bit. You're still going to cut this.
You know, as a player, you'll take that every day of the week because that was tough to get to. I mean, that's certainly more than acceptable to get there. So, you know, Bedhead's a pretty good player. I know he hasn't wanted to play some games in World Championships. Obviously, he likes the 9-ball.
He wasn't in the cribbage, was he? He wasn't in it. I don't think.
I got the impression he didn't really want to play cribbage.
Maybe there's an arithmetic problem in Sweden that we don't know about.
It could be.
But
you know, I mean, he is a world champion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has won world championships, so that right off the bat gives him a certain pedigree that makes it tough for Sergeresh.
Well,
let's see. He won the 8-ball world rules world championship. And let's see, is that the only one he won? No, he won it twice. He won it, let's see. That one was on a big table. And let's see what the other one was.
Well, Bedhead's dry. No shot for Sergeresh, I don't think. No, not a shot at all.
And the other one was on a 10-foot table, so yeah, he's.
Oh, hang on a minute.
He's going to be difficult.
Thought he almost kicked that in there. Right. So
yeah, and this is pretty straightforward. You just got to hit it hard, and you really want to hit this with kind of stun and right English. He's doing something different, which I do not agree with. See if he can get away with it.
He's going left English to stun to the rail and spin across two rails, or 3 rails. That's perfect. That's a shot I would have played because it's showing off.
He hit it beautifully.
Yeah, I would have played that simply because it's a show-off shot.
Yeah. Well, that was a harder shot, but you know, you're going to hit it like that. I guess it's not harder. So I think he'll just dink this one.
Well, the 4-ball goes up table, so he's just got to dink to drop onto that 3 and he's fine. If he can get there, I think he wants to go the other side of the 3. He might end up having to play the combo here. Yeah.
I guess that's what he's playing for.
But he's already spied the 4-ball and knows where it's going, so I think he'll just be keeping everything nice and tidy here and nipping back across for the score.
That got away from him a little bit. He's still probably okay, but he did not want to have angle on this 3-ball.
Yeah, he'll check it up and come back across. He'll be okay, I would think.
Yeah, this is
think
tough.
he can. Oh, he's playing the draw. Well, that works as well.
He cheated the pocket.
He's played it dead weight again, right on
so
the money.
So if you don't like this shot, the safety is super easy. I might play safe here just because.
No, that's the farthest thought from his mind. This is going in. Dead easy. Yeah.
He's moving the cue ball really well. I mean, for a guy that hadn't been playing now, he looks pretty good.
Well, there was nothing Sergeresh could do in the first rack other than the fact that he lost the lag and Bedhead broke off. So Bedhead's got what Jose was struggling to get, is get a follow-up rack. So he's won the first one and he's going to break and run the second one. Can't ask much for that, much more than that for a start.
Yeah, the cue ball's running on good lines. He's leaving good angles. Like, this is perfect. Just a little stun with a little spin. He didn't put much spin. He just kind of pulled it back a little. But, I mean, this is how you want to play pool.
This is sending out the message to your opponent.
Simple.
Yeah, let your opponent know you're here to play.
Well, the question for Bedhead's going to be, is he going to be able to play like this in more matches? Because his kind of bugaboo has been inconsistencies. He plays like this against, one of the favorites, and he can win. I mean,
I think we would all agree that Sergeresh is more than capable of taking anybody down.
That was a nice shot there.
He's got the game to do that. Yeah. It is sustaining that level through the whole event.
This is a pretty easy safety. You just cut this 2-ball past the side pocket, and how can you not be safe with the 4 and 5 sitting there? And I don't know what he's going to do here, but that's just so simple. Why not do that? And he's doing weird stuff. I just don't understand what the decision is here. This is a simple safety.
I'm not sure what he's doing either. Well, he is doing what you're saying, but he's overhit it, I think, has he?
Because I said cut it past the side pocket. So it goes behind the 4-ball.
Well, he's bumped the 4 and come into play.
Yeah, I mean, he needed to hit that 2-ball past the side pocket. I don't understand that. But I think that kind of thing happens to people. They're not used to playing safe, and then they start thinking about it a lot. And
that was a good shot.
Next thing you know,
very good shot.
His cue ball is just really good here. That's what makes pool easy, is a good cue ball. Good cue ball, good patterns. It's hard to go wrong.
And,
where's the cue ball going?
He's okay, I think. He's okay.
I'm not sure he needed to do that. I thought he'd just play for the middle of the table and take the cut on the 4, but it worked. The thing about Bedhead is he's actually a lot like Albinario in the sense that he rolls the ball a lot and has very good touch. There must be something about the Swedes liking his playing style, because he plays a lot like Albin. Now he's going to go forward here. See this, Hugh?
Yeah, but
that's the right way to do it, except he didn't hit it quite hard enough, unless he wanted to angle. He may have wanted to angle.
Well, he's going to go, I presume he's going to go the 3 rails, but he has to get this as shallow as he can, so he hasn't leaving a Bedhead cut in the 9.
He's drawing this, so he did not get where he wanted to off that 6-ball. But I thought it was sitting pretty good to actually go forward there.
Yeah, he's really, I mean, he's going to end up here playing the high cut in this 9.
And that was the right move going forward on the 6-ball, but you got to hit it. I mean,
are you going to run it? No, he isn't going to run it. He's trying to hold it.
I think that's a good decision.
He's actually done a lot better than I thought he could there with that pace. My throat's going as well, Steve. I'm going to have to have a drink here. I'm going to start getting into coughing fits. I think it's the dry atmosphere.
I got the ice mocha java going.
Jose's here. My vocal cords have dried out.
And that's a good break.
I'm going to have to take the
cue ball
headset
hangs
off to have a
on.
cough. Hang on.
Oh, boy, that was unlucky because the cue ball got kicked. And that's a frustrating thing in when you get the kick on the cue ball like that.
Welcome, Jose. Unlucky you didn't get much help in the break. I thought you battled quite well there, Jose. You know, a break or two the other way, you might have been a lot closer at the end.
I think this is pretty much a must run out here.
Oh, yeah, see,
and
now
you couldn't get a much better table.
He's now got to hold it together.
Well, this is basically connect the dots. I mean, this is the kind of table you dream about getting. You really just don't have to do anything. Just roll the ball.
Well, he could do with a bit of assistance in the break here. If he provided he puts this rack away, he needs something to happen early on just to stay in touch. Nothing worse than running out and then having nothing happen for you in the break and then watch Bedhead run the table.
He's kept in line well on this rack. I mean, it's been no cue ball mistakes.
Jose, too much 3-cushion billiards, Jose. You underhit a couple of shots because you thought you were still in a billiard table. And this is a lot slower 9-ball table, remember?
There's another wicked cue ball kick. Is he going to come up with a shot? I don't think so.
No. Well, we had a full match there, Steve, with no golden breaks in that last match for Jose and Interchange X. Nothing happened there.
Yeah. If this is me, I'm pushing to the kick between the 6 and the 3. So then you can kick the 1 and try to go take the cue ball behind the 4-5. That is not a good push. He's going to be sorry for that. The shot I like is taking the 1 down table and the cue ball into the 5. You hit the cue ball into the 5 with just a little speed and it rolls forward right behind the 2.
Bedhead's trying to cut this
doing
back
something that maybe a little simpler.
Usually a 6 and 3, but he's caught the knuckle.
Yep.
He had the right idea, but just got the line wrong slightly. Well, this is ducked behind the 3 balls every day of the week, isn't it?
I would think so.
Well, he hasn't got there. That's good. Again. See, there's a prime example of not having a touch because you're not at the table. You know, table time to get that weight of shot. That's a very, very easy safety there.
That was Sergeresh, not Bedhead. I think for Sergeresh, I don't know. You guys can tell me if this is true, but it looks to me like he doesn't play safe much, and now he's trying to because he thinks he needs to in this match, which is true. And he just doesn't really have very good safety skills because I doubt he plays safe much when he's doing free play. Now, you guys can correct me if that's untrue.
Well, I don't see him playing a lot anyway, so I can't answer to that one.
Because that was about as easy a safety as you could get that he butchered. Well, so it's ball in hand.
So Bedhead making him suffer.
I'll tell you what, this is not a bad opportunity to go for a 3 foul. You lock him on the 6 ball, put the 1 ball in a place where maybe you can play for these 3 balls up here. I'd consider trying to play for the 3 foul here.
Well, Bedhead's looking at manufacturing something here. I presume he's going to pot the 1. It looks as if he's lining up the billiard. That's what he's lining up.
The thing is you can always play for the 3 foul at any time.
I think this is pretty much dead on, this combo, with this billiard.
That's something players forget, that, he's still on 1. You can make 3 or 4 balls and then lock him up and he gets a foul. Now he's on 2. You do not have to foul him right away. I think he did not come out of that so great.
Well,
I don't think he can make that.
You can't get enough of it.
Okay, so the shot here is lock them on the 3, hit this hard, take the 2 ball into the 4, and get the 2 to go up table. That's what I would do here.
I think he doesn't like the line. He doesn't like the line that the 2 wants to take. If he was going to stall it behind the 3 ball, I think that's the worry.
Well, that'll work. Make the ball.
That'll work.
Well, that's going to work.
That will do very nicely indeed.
Yeah, I didn't take a look at it. I didn't think that ball banked. I thought the 4 was in the way.
Oh, he hasn't got the legs this time, though.
Yeah, he gave up on that one.
Well, so, here's the Bedhead cut.
Well, this is a little too Bedhead, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's either got to play safe or try to kick it in. I would play safe. I don't like this shot at all. But I will say, if you're
very strong odds it's going in.
That one is sitting very good for kicking at it.
Very strong odds it's going in. Just got to hit the sweet spot, and then nowhere near the sweet spot. You need a bit more practice, Bedhead.
List those odds again.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he'd have got. I thought he'd at least hit the 4 ball, but I mean, he didn't even get near it.
That's not usually that good a play at a game like 9 ball.
Well, this is the type of situation that Sergeresh has to thrive. I mean, Bedhead's given up a chance here, and Sergeresh is going to look a bit of a numpty if he can't get out. You just roll the 6 in, 9 into the side. And now where's he going? He's going into the other side. Now he's checking the cue ball up, and now it's landed good.
That's why I said once upon a time, you should look at playing the 3 foul, because when the table's really tough, your chance of running out isn't great.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's breaking with English on the cue ball, which is
4 ball,
interesting.
8 balls gone in. Long distance shot in the 1.
I think this goes. Oh, it's tight.
I thought that was a cue ball. It's a 9 ball. It's the other side of the table. Yeah. I don't know if he can get there.
I think this goes. It's very tight, but I believe I believe he can spin this in.
He's trying to twist it now. He's thinking different. He's going to bank this and try and duck. I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to bank this up the table, but miss the double kiss and try and get it. Well, it's going to go in. It's going to go in. Well, he's on the short side and he's got a pot. I don't believe that was intended. I think he was just trying to get a line behind this 5, 3, and 7 there.
I think the biggest problem on this 2 ball is not making it. It's getting on the 3.
Well, he's going to rub off the 7 and he's on the 3. And he's got a 6-7 combo to keep the run going once he pots the 5. That 6-7 combo looks reasonably good to me, and he could have done with getting a bit better on the 5 ball, let's be honest, if we're going to be critical.
He's okay. He's still okay here. I mean, this is good, just
this needs to come the other way. He's going inside. Right.
Oh, this is fine.
Right, now, the obvious thing is the 6 ball's going to the short rail, isn't it? Or it's coming over this direction.
I think he can go forward with this. He's choosing to go back. I would have gone forward.
See, there's the problem.
Because I think if he goes forward, he has a better chance of coming up with the shot on the 6.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the one thing you don't want to do is hit that too hard, because the 6 could have been over and locked up in the 9. Now he's hit it too soft, and now he's got a Bedhead cut.
Well, he did cut the 6 more than he meant, but even so, I think going forward.
Oh, he's banked that. He's nailed that every day of the week. Excellent.
Well, we've seen him play banks before. He banks pretty good. He's got some skills. I mean, he's another one of these guys that, could be a lot better with just learning how to play safe better, working on his cue ball movement a little more. And, I mean, the guy could be a really tough match.
Do you know what, Jose? And I don't know whether Jose is going to understand. Well, if he's got Google Chrome Translate on, he'll have a reasonable idea of what I'm talking about. Many players probably don't use Amplify in VP4 anymore. Amplify has probably been become slightly obsolete for some players, or most players who've got multiple DPI mice. You just up the DPI and you're hitting the ball at.
You don't even need to do that.
Yeah, and really, you don't even need to do it, to be honest with you. So I don't think a lot of players use it anymore.
Most of these modern mice, you can move them real fast and they'll keep up, and you don't typically need
Yeah, I think.
amplify anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the one I always keep ranting about is the fine tune. I don't think anybody uses fine tune in VP4. I can't believe anybody does. I mean, because the one thing about VP4 is if you start using amplify every shot, it becomes tedious and boring. The thing about VP4 is you bang, 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 you're shooting, and you're easy to set up your shot. When you start messing about with amplify, you're there for a fortnight before you play before you end a rack. So I've never.
Well, and all of a sudden, Sergeresh is taking the lead here.
He's doing what this is what the bare minimum he has to be doing. He has to be showing that he can run out as well.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he had a better chance in this match than the one earlier. I mean,
and you probably thought
anything away from Jose.
You probably thought better than I thought as well. Because watch this cue ball's going. Oh, and I think he's got a shot in the side.
The thing is Bedhead, I think, played the wrong strategy in being just super aggressive. It's I'll tell you something. It's in a way, it's like disrespecting your opponent. Now, he may not have meant it that way, but when you play super aggressive and you take chances and stuff that you shouldn't take, it's kind of like you're saying, "Oh, well, you can't beat me."
Well,
so I don't have to play safe. I don't have to play the right way. I can just do whatever, and I'm going to beat you anyways. And you can lose matches like that.
Yeah, but these guys, and I mean Larry included, because they've all got that 9-ball mentality. If they're at the table's theirs, and they're not giving it up. And so, the urge to actually play the aggressive shot is there constantly in the back of their mind, or the front of their mind. So they've only got that natural instinct to get out, because they're looking at it from the point of view, well, if I don't do it, sure as hell, if my opponent gets a sniff, he's doing it. So they're not giving up the table. It's just a natural instinct in 9-ball with these guys. And the other thing is they don't have that snooker mentality where the safety aspect is always in the back of your mind as a snooker player. My opinion with these guys is players like Bedhead, Spectre Dawn, Cobra, all of those guys, Larry, done it for years. They're never going to be changing their spots. You know exactly what you're going to get. And it's not a case of them taking liberties. It's just natural instinct. They'll do that. Yes, they'll probably be more aggressive against somebody who they rate as not up to the task, and they might take a bit more liberty there because they're going to realise they're not going to get punished as much. But when they start playing one another deeper in the tournament, the natural instinct takes over. It's just pot it at all costs and stay at the table. Yes, there'll be the time where they'll play the odd safety when the odds are very good in their favour to play that safety. You just cannot convince them any other way about using the safety aspect. I like what you said about going for the 3 foul thing, Steve, but you try and convince any of these guys to do that, and you might as well talk to a brick wall.
So if you watch the pros, okay, what you'll see with the pros is they don't go for 3 foul a lot. And it's
very rarely.
Everybody kicks so well.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
But you will see them do it sometimes when you got a really bad table, or they're going to try to play safe and rearrange the table. They'll play a safety but make the table better. But what you will see is them play safe a lot. If you watch professionals play 9-ball, you'll see a lot of safety play. Do they play aggressive? Yeah, but they also play the odds. And if they have situations where the odds aren't in their favor, they'll play safe. You see a lot of safety battles because they all play safe well and they all kick well.
Well, that 9-ball's frozen to the rail.
Yeah, well, this is not the shot you want right here.
Well, you got to get good on this 9-ball. You play that at a cut angle. This is wanting to come off the rail.
The problem was he needed to make the 5-ball, and that was not a gimme there.
Well, this 5 ball is right on the point, just in the jaw, so it's going to go
This
in.
goes easy. This goes easy, kicking
Yeah.
at it down the long rail. This, as long as you don't hit it on the left side.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
see, he hit it dead
Where's
full.
the cue ball going?
Yeah.
He needed to be just. He hit it straight on. He needed to just be a little on the right side. That's unfortunate.
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Well, I hope he's had a look at this 9 ball, because he wants to
You
be
know what they
flush
say
the
about a
rail.
rolling rock, don't you, Hugh?
Gathers no moss.
It keeps, but it also keeps rolling. And that's the problem with the cue ball, is it's rolling. It hits something, it keeps rolling.
Now, when are you going to fix this bug, Steve? Because this is bugging me. This is another bug. You look at the stream. My donut has disappeared again.
Yeah, I don't know. That's some kind of problem with the capture and stuff. Just
I don't know whether
tab
it's
back and
because
forth
I'm
and
live
it'll
streaming it's doing
probably
it,
come
and
back.
the only way to fix it is for me to tab out of VP4, disconnect my mouse, reconnect my mouse, and tab back into VP4, which I remembered how to do the other
and
day.
now Stubbs here.
Wait a minute. There we go. Donut should be there now. There we go. That's the fix.
Stubb has gone woke and wants to call everybody racist now.
Where is he? Is he in the stream?
I got news for you, Stubb.
You're
not black, and then in today's world, if you're not black, then nobody can be a racist.
We'll make his skill worse.
I hate to say it, but that's kind of the way the thought train goes nowadays.
I take it he's in the stream because he can't get into VP4. He can rant all he wants. Yeah. Yeah, he's on a good rant. Anyway, what's happening in this match? More important matters. Push out being played by Bedhead. Well, I don't know what you think of that for a push out, Steve. Because
I got more news for you, Stubb. I'm part Polish, so if I'm racist against Polacks, and I don't like myself either.
I'm surprised. You're probably the only American that's not saying he's Irish or Scots.
Oh, I've got Scotch Irish in me too.
Oh yeah, I knew that wasn't going to be held off too long. They always like to say they've got Scotch Irish in them. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'm a mutt.
Right. Yeah. Left to the. Is it left to the 6 ball? You got to not catch the knuckle of the side pocket. I think that's what he's looking for here. No knuckle in the side pocket, and I mean, the 1 ball's quite a big target to hit here, and he could get lucky if he plays this at the right pace.
Exactly. You don't want to hit this real hard.
And he's got the right pace.
Nope.
Well, that was very close, but he was like 2 inches the wrong side there.
It actually was a pretty long ways away, because what you really wanted to do was kind of cut the 1 ball past the floor.
And just sort of leave the cue ball there.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he was trying to do.
Well, here's another instance with ball in hand for a second. He's gone
the yard line.
Yeah, he's not really played the part there, has he? This is no good.
But I'll say this, Sergeresh is a pretty good player. The difference between him and Bedhead is mostly cue ball. Bedhead's cue ball is a little better,
and that's
and
probably
Bedhead's safety plays a little better.
That is a valid assessment. I would agree with that. Yep.
There's not a huge gap between these players.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I keep saying Sergeresh is one of these players that could be pretty darn good. He just needs to work on his cue ball, work on his safety game, and he could be real trouble, because he's got a very good feel for the game. See, like that was beautiful speed. So as soon as I chop his safety game down, he hits a really good one. I think he's kind of on the cusp of becoming a much better player. He's just got to get the time in. Is he going to get a roll here? Is he going to get behind the 6 ball? Is he going to get it? Maybe. I think that qualifies as a yes there, Hugh.
Do you see how easy it is to remove your post stub? Dead easy. You can post all night and I can remove them all night. I can just kill them straight away.
Oh boy, he almost kicked that in.
Well, I think that is probably Sergeresh's last chance this rack.
Yep, I would agree with that.
We're going to have a 2-rack gap, I think.
Stub, are you going to go into politics? Because you should, because you only know a one-sided story.
Yeah, that's ideal for a politician. That's a good quality.
Stubbs truth and only Stubbs truth. It's a racist favorite. How can it be? How can it be a racist? You're white. I don't get it. And Cobra's white. How can it be racist?
Right, that's Warbird shut up for 24 hours. There you go. No more Warbird for 24 hours on this channel. That's him dealt with.
He's just got, you know.
That's him silenced. We won't be trouble with him until he comes in another profile, in which case he'll do the same thing. If he just wants to rant.
I know people that probably smoke 10 times as much weed as you, Stub, that make a lot more sense. So that's not a good thing.
Oh, dear.
Well, there's another scratch on the break. Another kind of bad kick. So Bedhead is not having much luck. And this looks like a short rack here if he can get on the 2-9.
Well, does he want to go on the 2-9?
See what he's going to decide to do here. Well, you know, you got options here. Okay. You can try to get on the 2-9. You can play the 1 ball.
Yes, try to go on the 2-9. This misses a 3. Oh, that's pretty good.
I think that's pretty good. I think that's good enough.
I think he should be nailed on here. I mean, even if he hits a slightly the wrong side, he's got the pocket's going to take it, and he's nailed it. That's a quick response.
Yeah, well, scratching on the break is really bad news.
Now, there's Jose's made a valid point. The crap music they listen to, that shredding stuff, that's definitely warped his brain. I agree with that. I mean, all this shredding music that he listens to, that there's nothing in it. It just numbs the thought processes, and that's probably what's ruined him. Where's this cue ball going? Well, he's got a cut if he wants it, I think. He most certainly has. He's never going to refuse that because this cue ball's going right down the table and it'll be on the 3.
Yeah, he does have some issues here. There is a speed issue here.
Yeah, he's just got to get the pace. I mean, even he bumps the short rail on the bottom and back into the table. I mean, he's got to hit it really badly. He has hit it really badly. He's hit this terrible.
What he did was he put some English on it, and that was smart because the 7 ball was the big issue. And
he's actually landed okay. He's landed okay. He just drops it into the side. He'll be down, maybe run into the 5 ball or something to go on the 4. I don't know whether he will. No, he hasn't. He's going to be well away from that.
That was very smart, putting inside English on it.
Well, the tricky shot
like me
is
here,
5
I'm
to
always
6.
going left English, and he's coming back. See, I would hit this with left English, but I'll tell you the trick to playing this shot is if you want to get it around the corner really tight.
Look at this 9 ball.
Yeah. So if you want to hit that 4 ball and you want it to go around the corner really tight, it's only left English. Even a little draw left English. You don't get the Q-tip up because you can put way more left English on it if you don't move the tip up. You keep it more in the center.
Bedhead's going to have to check this up, is he not, if he's going to go up above the 9 ball to try and kick the 5 in. This he's got to hold a line. Yeah,
he'll have to check it a little bit. And this is where the side pocket titties can really get you.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see that. Well, he's actually played that almost pretty good there. He just got to the rail too soon. But he'll settle for the outcome. I mean, this is tricky if you want to play the roll up behind the back, the 9.
This is a free shot. You just shoot the 5-9 combo and roll it, and the cue ball's going behind the 6 and 7.
Yeah.
I would just shoot. You see, he hit it too hard. that is not the speed you want to hit that shot.
Well, I mean, does he catch some of this 7-ball and scratch if he tries to thin this in?
I think you play safe. Thin the 5-ball and put it behind the 7. And if the 5-ball comes out a little too far, you got the 6. I mean, this is a simple safety. Just thin it.
He looks as if he's not taking it thin enough to cut it, and he's actually putting English on this.
He's putting a little English. I don't think you see this. I don't think you need the English. So that was a complication to that shot. You didn't really need to play it.
Well, the only reason I can think he's played English is to try and just kill it a bit in the rail.
2-rail kick and put the cue ball behind 7. 2-rail kick the 5-ball. It starts up table, and the cue ball comes back towards the 7, and he's not going to do it. See, and that's a recognition thing. If you play enough pool, you start seeing those shots, those kick safes, 2-rail kick safe there. And you say, oh, well, that shot's hard, because Cobra would be saying, oh, that shot's hard. Maybe not anymore, but at one point he would have for sure. It's really not that hard. If you practice that shot some, you'll find that it's really not that difficult. I guarantee you Efren would have put the cue ball behind the 7.
I just had a message in from Stubb. It said, Stubb music has nothing to do with getting banned because of racist, he says. I don't understand him at all. But anyway, he's all alone. He can only rant to himself now. Well, this doesn't, if you're Sergeresh, you don't want this to develop into the chasing Bedhead's tail all night. You know, he's too behind again. It's not, he's managed to not let Bedhead get away yet, but it's threatening to. Where's the 9-ball going?
Where's the 9?
Well, the break is dry.
Okay, so
and look at where the 1-ball is.
This is a tricky situation here.
Oh dear. What do you do here,
so
Steve?
I would push and give either the right or left edge of the 1-ball.
But
probably
you're leaving a possible billiard shot onto the 3. It's a big target to just get a bump while he's decided to play
just the edge.
Well,
he didn't call push.
I did.
Call push.
I did. I never noticed that, but yes, he did.
Yeah, he did call push it, and that's not a bad push. This is a pretty easy save here.
Now, is he going to send us behind the 4, 2, and 6 and duck up table, towards the 9? That looks like the line that I'd want to go. Well, he hasn't hit it. I mean, okay, he hasn't hit it, but he's hit it at a right pace to get cover. I suppose that'll do. I'd be going right up onto the short rail there, but that'll do. This is not quite as simple a kick because the 2-ball stopped the 1 going away. Oh, he's hit the 2.
Yeah, you can't do that. You got to hit the ball.
Well, this table doesn't really have a problem. You've got a 7-8 combo that's unmissable.
Well, it doesn't anymore after what he just did.
And he's just freed everything up, yeah. So this is help yourself, Bedhead. He had a quick look at the 7-8 just to double check, but now he knows where he's going.
We're seeing Sergeresh fall behind because of these little things. Not understanding how to play safeties and the best way. And, it doesn't take much. And next thing you know, he's down 2 games now, and it's looking like it's going to be 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, pool is a very difficult game.
Well, he's got to get up and down the table here, hasn't he? I mean, there's no way you're holding there for a 4-ball.
I think until you get to the level
he's
where
trying to drag it all dead weight. Yeah, what do I know? I don't know that I'd have been comfortable playing that, but he's fine.
Yeah, he's going to dink this until you get to the level where you're playing in tough competition. Pool doesn't seem that bad, but when you start getting up here to this level, it's very difficult.
Well, I suppose when you think about it that way, the fact is that when you're making errors at a lower level, the punishment's not as consistent and as severe as it is at this higher level, because you don't get away with your errors as much as you do. But when you're playing these guys, your errors are, they're probably exaggerated even more. The fact that you do something that's a simple error, and the next thing you know, bang, there's the rack gone. Most of these guys are going to bury you.
What most of the guys missing that are like at Sergeresh's level is just knowledge. There's a woofer.
Well, I suppose he's well. Look at the roll he's got here with the 6-ball. Though, well, that's a dead bank,
that's
isn't
no
it?
good. He's just going to bank it.
It's a dead bank.
That's no good at all.
He's going to have to run the cue ball, though.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Well,
he's going to
have to run this cue ball and keep running, and maybe get lucky. And I don't think he is. It would have scratched anyway.
But for Sergeresh, his execution's good enough, but his knowledge isn't. He doesn't recognize certain situations or how to play them, and that's the biggest difference up at the high level.
There you go. Well, you never know, Steve. That's what can happen. A little rub of the green there, scratch the side.
Well, I mean, you're hitting the cue ball, you're controlling it. If it goes in the side pocket like that, that's your fault.
Now he's got.
Look at that.
Now he's got to judge the draw here because he's dead straight, and he hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit it. See, there's an example of somebody not executing a stun draw. A stun draw, you get that up the table.
That's the other kind of mistake, is execution mistakes. So there's the mistakes that are more knowledge mistakes, and then there's execution mistakes. And there was a couple of them.
That's a story of a lot of these guys at the Sergeresh's level, where they just can't get the job done because of something silly like that. Now, that was not a difficult stun draw.
But that's the thing, is all players are going to make some execution mistakes. I mean, it's just
you can't avoid them.
Happen. Everybody's going to make some. It's the knowledge mistakes that are the biggest killer, because, wow, look at that. He almost scratched again. Like at least when I was playing pool, when I walk in a pool room and I'm looking around trying to judge players' speed, I don't, I look at guys' strokes and stuff, and, but the main thing that I look at is the decisions that they make, because you get a guy that, looks like a really good player, but he makes bad decisions. That's a guy that I know can't beat me unless I play bad. So if I walked in the pool room and I saw Sergeresh, I'd be like, he can't beat me. Now, if I hopped up and gamble with him, maybe I lose. But then I'm just coming back tomorrow and playing him again, because I know he can't beat me. And I think that as players in VP4, if you're Albin or Cobra, SBD, the better players, One Pocket Slim, if you're those guys and you look at Sergeresh, you should be going, he can't beat me. And Bedhead should be going, he can't beat me. And it's not because he's not a good player, because he is. It's the knowledge things. And those make a huge difference in a race to 19, that's going to add up. Now, if you're playing a race to 5, well, anybody could win.
Well, Jose, it's better than nothing. I know it's probably not perfect, but it's still better than nothing at all. He thinks we're saying weird things. They translate.
Well, I think at least when we're talking about Hugh, he probably is saying weird things, Jose.
It doesn't translate. It doesn't translate Scots very well.
Watch this shot. Now, this is a cool shot. He's going around the 7,
and he's overcutting the 5 nearly.
But
he's landed good.
See? And that's what I mean. I mean, he understands where the cue ball wants to go. He just played a shot that a lot of guys wouldn't be able to play.
No, there's another example of execution, Steve.
Error.
You see, again, that's 2 shots where it was crying out for the little stun draw, the controlled draw, where you just hit it harder and you just let that cue ball go back a tad because you leave the cue tip a quarter tip below the equator. And he's watch this 7 ball though. Hang on a minute. And it's gone safe.
You know, those errors
No.
are frustrating because that's just a dumb error. You know, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. I'm very surprised that he's either reluctant to play the stun draw. I mean, that's a great little thing to have in your arsenal. You know, where you can easily play draw shots, a lot more control doing that rather than doing it the wrong way by dropping the tip even lower and then overhitting it and drawing it too much, which is where he's went wrong there that last shot. And it's costing him the rack again.
Well, it's cost him 2 racks.
Yeah,
because
you start
he
adding
didn't
those
win,
up and you realise
Bedhead did. That's a 2-game swing.
Yeah, you know, once you start counting them up, you think of all the racks that have gone south, and they're all self-inflicted damage.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say, "Oh, I had a bad roll." No, you've just rolled the ball too far and hooked yourself. Yeah, that's how you know Bedhead's going to stretch away, unless you know Sergeresh starts getting a roll or two here. If he wins a rack and then gets a break working and things like that start happening, you can't rely on that.
You combine those execution errors with the Bedhead just disconnected.
And remember, Albinario had problems the other day there as well. Whatever match that was, and the Swedish
back.
The Swedish internet's a bit ropey.
You combine the execution errors with the knowledge errors, and you can't win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you can make some execution errors, not too many, but you can make 2 or 3 maybe and still win. But you combine that with 5 or 6 play the wrong way knowledge errors, and now you can't beat Bedhead all of a sudden. Even with Bedhead scratching on the break, and Bedhead's made some pretty good execution errors himself, but he's up 9-5. So he's pushing out to a kick here, or maybe a jump shot.
He's going to get that. He's going to get that. Well, he has got it, but get back.
Yeah, and this is a ball you can kick in. It's not a ball that's easy to get safe on, actually. If you're going to get safe, you want to probably hit short on this one ball. He hits long on it.
This might work. This 7 ball looks nice. It looks very nice. Beautiful shot.
So didn't see that coming, but
that'll do. No,
so, and then all of a sudden a couple things don't go your way, because things have gone Sergeresh's way for them a lot in this match, and that's an excellent hit.
That needs to stay near the rail, though. I think he's going to cut this. He's going to cut this.
He's going to cut this, and then he can play.
That 2 ball
does goes.
Yep.
He's got the billiard too if he wants it.
Well, he's going to go 2 rails back across, Steve. So I think you're right. I think that's exactly what he's going to be playing. It's billiard every day of the week. Is he going to actually try and play a run out? I don't think so. I'm very surprised.
This is a little tricky. I might just shoot the 2 ball here. This billiard's a little tricky. Does it go? Yes.
I think he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot the 2. I don't think he's playing the billiard. I would be playing the billiard every day of the week here. Not a problem.
Well, that billiard's a little harder than it looks.
Well, see, when you've got the commentator's eye, Steve, you just know how to play it. You just play the chip, and it's got to go in at the right pace.
But the problem here, you do have the commentator's eye, but you also have the commentator's stroke. So.
I love talking out big time, especially when I'm not having to shoot it. Well,
this is a little tricky. So this is a little stun shot. Kind of just stun it down and shoot the 5 in the side. If you roll this,
well, you've got to play the stunt to miss the 6 for a start, haven't you? So you want to miss the 6, and then he's got into it too much. He's going to get the right bump.
He drew it, but that's going to work out really well.
He never played that. I'm telling you that. He's a liar if he says he did. But he's got away with it.
I think he might have, because that was way off of a stun.
But it worked out nice. Now he just needs a nice little angle to either go straight off the short rail up or a couple of rails round the corner onto this 8 ball.
But I will say this about Bedhead, is he has a lot of silly things happen to him, like the scratch in the side pocket and scratches on the break. He's one of these players that has a lot of stuff happen to him that seem like they're out of his control, like bad luck. But when that one clue is when it consistently happens to you, then you better look in the mirror and see the guy that's actually to blame for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bedhead has too many bad things happen to him, and that's why he hasn't won more world championships. I mean, he's no slouch; he's got two, but for the kind of cue ball and knowledge he has, I think he should have more.
Yeah,
He's
I think he's probably 2 or 3 short of where he should be, at least.
Yeah, he has to clean his play up, and you know that's easy to say. It's not that easy to do.
Well, I think you've got to also think of the other. This is a bit like Bedhead's a bit like when you compare it in the snooker world. The problem that Bedhead's got is he's in the same. It's the same as the tennis era, Steve. It's the same as snooker and tennis. The problem for Andy Murray was that you had 3 great champions at the top of the tennis world, and Andy Murray tried to mix it with them. And in the snooker world, you had Stephen Hendry. You've got Mark Williams doesn't have as many world championships because he was in the same era as Hendry.
But Andy Murray was a very talented player, you know. But it's just like what little things can you improve on to get over the hump?
Well, his second serve was crap. That was Murray's problem. His second serve was non-existent. He had nothing in his second serve.
Yeah. So you would think that guys would figure that out.
Oh yeah,
you know, but
he done well winning 2 Wimbledons. But it's exactly the point I'm making there is the fact that you've got Cobra and you've got Albinario feasting in these world championships. It's a big ask for Bedhead to get in the mix every time with those guys.
I'll tell you what part of the problem is those guys have gotten better, especially Cobra.
Wait a minute.
You know, both those players have improved, and part of it, I think, has been, you know, we've played a lot of different games, and you know, certainly playing banks has made everybody bank better. I think, you know, Cobra, I know, pays attention to the streams, and you know, I think he's picked some stuff up there, and you know, it's the kind of players, the good players. They're not just talented; they're very analytical about, you know, their game and how they can get better.
Oh, hang on a minute, he's gone out of line.
Oh boy.
Well,
you know, and that's the kind of thing. You know, that kind of mistake. You know, you could afford to roll further, but coming up short.
Well, this is Bedhead's favorite cut.
Yeah, well, I mean, he should get out here, but the point is that. You just went from 99% to 98%. You go, well, that's not much different. Well, yeah, that 1% or 2% does make a difference when you come down to the end of it.
Yeah, slowly but surely, though, he's pulling away here from Sergeresh. And this is, you know, that's what ramps up the pressure on the underdog. And it also induces the underdog to take in unnecessary risks as well because they're desperate to get back into the match. They're desperate to get that next rack in the board. They start pushing the boat out too far, and then they lose their sort of their control in terms of, you know, playing a steady game and not taking too many risks. Yes, you've got to be aggressive in this game, but you can't push the boat out too far.
Here's an opportunity to play safe and play the 9 ball.
Yeah.
Here's an opportunity. Now,
tuck behind the 8 ball if you can.
Do I recommend doing this? No, not necessarily. I mean, I think it's a reasonable shot at this point.
Well, the chances are if you play this at the right pace, you should get cover. Well, he's going the other way.
But he also didn't do that.
It's coming out.
He didn't get safe, but he didn't even try to play the 9. And you know, if you got a lot better chance of getting safe not playing the 9, you should take that because the 9 ball shot is a very low percentage. And he could have played the 9 ball with a cue ball too. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Needed a rub on the 9 and he didn't get it. And here we go again. And now all of a sudden, Sergeresh is coming to the table and not able to get out. And he's been at the table a lot early. And the problem with being at the table early for a guy whose cue ball is good but not great is you have to deal with traffic, just like that last shot. And he wasn't able to do it. So if you really want to get good at dealing with traffic, I remember I got a friend, Oscar Dominguez, great player. And when he really improved, I asked him, I said, what have you been working on to, get your cue ball good? And he said, I've been playing rotation, 15 balls. Because when you put 15 balls on the table and you got to run them in order, guess what? There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of stuff that you have to avoid. There's a lot of things that you can get snookered behind. So, when you get to 9 ball and you have this many balls on the table, I mean, this is easy compared to 15 balls on the table. So that's another good game to play is rotation. Get used to having a lot of balls on the table and dealing with the traffic.
Where's he going? Is he going forward here or nipping back?
He's just going to go forward. Oh, I didn't think he'd go forward like that. I thought he'd just come forward and out.
Well, I didn't like the line going forward. I was always worried about running into the 8 ball.
Yeah, that's a bad decision. He could have just put a little left English on it and kind of just popped out and shot the 6. He got too fancy there.
He's had plenty of practice at these kind of shots, and this is far from a bedhead cut, so he should be quite comfortable just holding the cue ball here for the 7.
Good shot.
Got
good
a straight
recovery.
in 7. Well, I suppose now, looking at the scoreboard, you've got to give Sergeresh a target of getting to 8 racks if he can.
Look at this.
Oh dear, commentators are cursed there. I thought it was all over. Just when you thought it was too easy to run out. I've got a tickly cough again, hang on. Dry vocal cords again. Well, there's a gift.
Yeah, a big gift.
Now, what would he do for a follow-up here? No, he's definitely got a ball in the break. Although I had my headphones off and I never heard it. I think he had a ball in the break. What's he got at the 5? No shot, though. 8 ball's a good stopper. If you can get the cue ball up the table.
Yeah, this safety's a little tricky.
You play this with... well, he's gone all out. But see, now he's getting ambitious. You see, this is going to cost him doing that,
Now, Bedhead's got his choice here. He can shoot the 1 and try to run the 3, or he can just play the super easy safety by going forward off the 1 and putting
tucking
the
behind 8
ball right behind the 8 ball.
Exactly, and that's the obvious shot. You see them. I mean, as a snooker player,
right
you see that every day of the week.
He's looking at putting the thing on the 2 ball, which is also okay. I mean, there's a billion and one ways to play
you've got
safe.
to get the
I
one.
would do the
You've got to get the right
myself.
pace in the 1 ball here. See, he hasn't.
Well,
see, he has got cover. I thought it hadn't got it there, but it has got it there. But it's an easy hit.
Yeah, well, a little masse hit, but it's difficult to get safe on this.
There's a lot of open country up table. You would think he's no way he's going to get any cover in this 1 ball if he hits it and pushes it up table. It's going to be wide open. You would think
it's not likely. He's going to have to get lucky here.
Oh, hang on. Where's it running? I think he'll set up a
come out of it pretty good.
Well, I know
So he's left an
what
edge.
I'm doing.
So this is going on the 2 ball here.
Yeah, I know that's exactly what I'm doing.
I think he's putting. He may be putting too much English on this.
He might be
'cause
coming
you wanna
inside
get to
too tight.
You want to get to the end rail here.
Oh no, this line's
he's
good.
perfect.
This looks good to me. It needs to slow up though. It needs to slow up, skin in the gap, or the 6th ball will do it. That'll work. Excellent.
That's a good shot.
That'll do very nicely. And Sergeresh is buried again. And this is exactly what you want to do. You know, you want to just keep the opponent frustrated or frustrate them even more if they're not already frustrated.
Torture the guy.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to be over the pocket. Now, here's a question. Does he want to take any risk in bumping this 7 and 4 at any time? Because, you know, the 4's up table.
The 2's not sitting in a good spot to do that.
Yeah, and the 3 ball's not sitting very good either.
I mean, if the 2 was sitting in a better place, maybe like by the pocket, but it's not. So you got to play position on the 2 ball.
Right, so he's going to play.
And I would just bump the 6, and then I would shoot the 3 up table and draw the cue ball back behind the 7-4 and shoot the 4 up table. This is just bump the 6 ball here.
Yeah, and he wants to hit this sort of full in the face if he can. He doesn't want to hit it half ball and disappear out into the table.
Yeah, he wants to hit it solid.
Well, that's better than nothing at all.
So the problem here is the 6 is not in a good spot.
Yeah, that 6 ball's maybe interfering with play here.
So you can try to run into the 4. You can try to go behind it by going to the other long rail and across, but you can't go directly to it with where that 6 ball is.
What's he trying to come up with here? He definitely looks as if that's what he's trying to do, is come back this direction.
Well, he may try to go in between them, but that's a tough shot. Yeah, he tried to hit it.
He's had a little rub. He's got a cut.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not ideal, but it's a cut. The way he likes them.
Well, the good thing about this is you really just got to make the ball, because there's plenty of places to get a shot on the 6.
Sometimes it's one cut too many. Much. Well, can you stun this 4? Oh, no, that's too crazy a shot, and try and spin in behind it.
This is tricky. He may just bank at this. That was a tricky save.
He tried to check it behind the 6, but he's underhit it.
And the problem with that is the 6 isn't a big ball. It's out in the middle of nowhere. And if you don't get behind it, you sell out.
That is a big ask to actually nail that with one attempt.
That was a difficult situation. That's why I said I thought he might shoot the bank. You know, sometimes you get in situations where, you know, being very aggressive and shooting a bank shot's the best play. Because he did not have an easy safety there. I'm not saying he couldn't have come up with something, but, you know, like the safety he played is all or nothing.
Well, 2 more racks Sergeresh needs to get to his first target I've given him, so he's still got enough racks to play with where he can get to there.
You said you thought it'd be about like the Jose match that he lost 19-10.
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be the case that, you know, Bedhead and Interchange X are technically better in various facets of the game as their opponent. So it stands to reason that the odds are that Bedhead should be winning more racks.
Well, you know the difference between Bedhead and Interchange X, don't you?
No, one's Swedish and one's American.
No, Bedhead's got 2 world championships.
Well, that's true.
But
that's
they have
another
similar
valid
games
point.
where their games are very good, but, you know, they both tend to struggle in making it go. They're very similar players in that sense.
Well, it's a good enough break for Bedhead. He's got the 7 ball in the break, the 1 ball wide open. 2's going to be a combo with, I think, what might be the 4 ball over the top right. 3 balls very handy up there. 5 balls over there. But this is a rack. I mean, Matless on the board. There's no way he's not getting out here. This is just join the dots, as we always say.
Yeah, I think It's going to be 13-6 for a play.
That was a question I wanted to ask you, Steve, because I've been wondering for the last couple of days what's been happening in communication as regards Spectre Dawn and his opponent. I would assume that Spectre Dawn's been sending proposals, and then there's that other match with Sargo and NSWAR. And it doesn't look as if anything's been happening there with those guys. These are all going to time out at 11 o'clock tonight, my time, or 6 o'clock Eastern, because there's no sign of life in any of those games, and they're the two outstanding games in the first round still. Looks as if they're going to go at the toss of a coin. Where's that cue ball going? I think it's okay. Forgotten who Spectre Dawn's playing. Who the hell was he up against?
I don't see either one of them. What's the other guy? I don't see anything from Spectre Dawn.
Where the hell is this thing? Right, you've got Sargo against NSWAR. No sign of either of them in the lobby at any time I've been on. And then there's where the hell is it? I can't see it. We're looking at it now. Where's Spectre Dawn? Why can't I see it? I'm probably staring at. Oh, there it is. Spectre Dawn and Timberwimp Pigeon. I was mentioning the other day or earlier today that Timberwimp Pigeon was in the lobby for days on end the other week there, and now he's suddenly disappeared. And they're both from the UK, so there shouldn't be any problem with them actually finding a time to play. But it doesn't seem that a lot's happening between Spectre Dawn and Timberwimp Pigeon, and that's Sargo, NSWAR. So I think they're both going to toss of a coin then. And Brainful Out suddenly showed up today as well. He's back wherever he ended up going to, not making his first round match. And meanwhile, Sergeresh, he's got his work cut out here to try and get out, because that 4 ball's ugly. And I think he's almost played a pretty good shot there. He's gone a bit square in the 4, but at least he's got there. And he's going to take a chunk of this 9 ball. Is that going to ruin his shot here? I don't know, the 5 doesn't go for a start, so that's definitely ruined him.
You know, I'm not seeing with Spectre Dawn and Timberwimp Pigeon. I'm not seeing either one of them sending stuff.
Talk of the devil. There's Brainful Out. Where did you get lost to Brainful Out when you missed your match? Probably on vacation somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I saw him in the lobby the other day.
Well, Bedhead back at the table, and Sergeresh giving up the table. It wasn't pretty to try and get out the way the balls were lying, but the inevitable is going to happen here.
Well, Spectre Dawn was playing in the 9-ball tournament, right? Friday night 9-ball yesterday.
I don't know whether he was or he wasn't. I never saw the list of I would assume he was. But you're saying that he's not sent any proposals to his opponent. That's a surprise.
I don't see anything from either one of them.
Sounds a bit funny, that. Got back 20 minutes late for his match. Oh, dear. Anyway, you're still in it. Meanwhile, Bedhead marches on. The lead is big and getting bigger.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but
certainly.
Maybe they'll both show up in the lobby tomorrow and play. Who knows?
They won't show up in the lobby tomorrow. They need to show up tonight. Tonight's the deadline night.
Oh, you're right. Tonight is the deadline.
So he's had the 3 ball in the break. He's got a thin cut into the side. He might play a billiard onto the 9, but I don't think he will. But the 2 ball's not sitting great. He needs to go wide to the right side pocket to have a cut in that too. So I'd be having maybe a fire at the billiard here onto the 9.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, he's having a go at it, I think. A sort of two-way shot, but of course he's now got no shot in the two. It's a bit tricky.
Yeah, but he's got a good safety. You cut the two between the 4 and 8, and you take the cue ball off the long rail. You can get it on the 8 ball. You've got the 7 ball. And you might even bank the 2 in. Sort of like this.
Oh, that'll work. The awning started. What time is it?
Work.
10 past 8.
Work.
Did it work?
Yeah, it did work. Yep, it did work.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Well, he's left a scratch on for if you hit the edge, if you're going that way, but he's actually bending it. Anything could happen here with the cue ball. Oh, well, that's one way of hitting it.
That was different.
But
it's still a sellout.
The bad news is the 4 ball does go past 8. It's a bit
All
tight.
Right. Well, as promising as Sergeresh started, it's looking like he's not going to get to the game total that Jose did, unless he does something
I'm
more reminiscent of early in the match.
I'm only asking him to get to 8, and that looks as if it's going to be a struggle. Because this 4 ball goes clean. He's left it a bit short again in the 5, but he's got the angle to get up top above the 6.
Well, I think Bedhead's got to look at this as a good warm-up match, because he certainly can't continue to play like this and win this thing. But you know, he has, you know, done a lot of good. It's just you got to get rid of some of the bad, because unfortunately the bad hurts you more than the good helps you.
Well, I think the other thing we need to factor in is that Bedheads there's a whole list of players. Albinario is one of them. He's probably top of the shop as far as that goes. Bedhead's another, where they do not come into this lobby and spend 3-4 hours playing on an afternoon or an evening, or if they do, I don't see them. They suddenly show up in these events, and they're trying to hit top form. So for the fact that Bedhead does not get that table time, is, you wonder. I mean, he's such a solid player that he's going to be favourite against players like Sergeresh. But as you said, where he's going to get found out is when there's a lot more coming back at him. When you go deeper into this tournament, you're going to bump into these players who are going to take liberties with you.
You know, you start playing again, and even if you're taking time off, it's going to come back pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's like riding a bike, isn't it? He's got the bump. He got the wrong bump. It actually looked as if it was going to be pretty there in a minute. It's actually not bad. He's got full cover.
No, this is a pretty easy kick.
Right through the gap.
With English. End rail at middle diamond with a bunch of English.
Huge target. Huge target, that one ball.
It's very difficult to miss this. Now, he's trying to hold it, which I didn't like.
I don't think that was right.
No, he should have gone. He should have gone to the middle diamond and put a lot of right English on it.
Yeah, it looked too easy, in all honesty, with the size of the target. If he hits the rail first, he's going to hit the 1.
And those are the kind of things, it's like, why are you shooting it this way? I just don't get that. I mean, that's not one of those situations where it didn't matter which way. Going to the end rail with right English was definitely an easier shot, because it made the 1 ball bigger.
Well, here's the challenge for Sergeresh, getting out.
This is just 3 rails. This is easy.
Round, missed the night. He's going to scratch. He's going to scratch.
He tried to hold it with right English. That's put left English and go 3 rails.
You've got to let the cue ball go where it's wanting to go, and you're going to be in the 4, aren't you? I mean, I don't know why you don't see the obvious there, Sergeresh.
Well, I kind of feel like, that may just be... nerves or going goofy or, just match jitters.
I mean, the angle he had, the cue ball wants to go a certain direction. Is he trying to avoid traffic? Is that what he's trying to do?
No, I mean, there was really no traffic there. The 9 and 6 weren't in play.
It's only just another example of a table where every ball is there. There is nothing impeding anything, and you just have to move the cue ball.
But I'm telling you, sometimes guys go goofy. I've done it where, you're playing in competition and all of a sudden you just kind of go goofy and start doing silly
you start
things.
Seeing problems that aren't even there. That you see problems that don't exist. He's going to be queuing over this 9-ball long. Now he's got to hit this flush and straight and through just to stop this dead.
I think he's going to roll it.
Is he going to run through and come back up? No, he is. He's just rolling it dead weight. Now, you don't want to stun this too good to get up table because you'd end up in that side pocket. So he's played it well safe. But it's just the inevitable is going to happen. And I think Sergeresh has stalled in 6. I think we've seen enough from Sergeresh, and I think he's. I don't know whether there's anything left in him. A 10-rack gap, and a good break from Bedhead. But is he going to have a shot? It's tight. I don't think he's got a shot. No, he doesn't. Well, there's a great shot. Batter the back end of that 1 ball, slam it up the rail and combo the 9, even though the 9's slightly off the rail.
Yeah. I mean,
I think we're getting into the realms of fantasy there.
He does have a play with rail first and then tick the 1 ball, but it's tricky getting a cue ball to go around the corner behind the 3-8 and get out of there.
Well, he's just going to play the push out. Now, what does Sergeresh do? Do you give it back?
I think that's
more
not
to the
a bad
point.
push out.
More to the point, if you don't give it back, what are you doing? He's going to cut this 1. That's what he's going to do. Straight away.
That was a good shot. That thing was almost dead frozen. It was very close.
And he's had a nice little bump and roll on the 3. And now this is touchy. He's actually judged that not too bad either. Well, dare I say, Steve, he should be out.
No, he's funny on this 4 ball. This is tricky.
He's trying to miss the 6. Now he's checking it again. He's going to be hooked. He's checking it.
And where he messed up was not rolling far enough.
It didn't go far enough. Exactly.
At the wrong angle.
And there's another
kind of a frustration kick.
Another rack going south. If this holds up where it is, he might still have a chance here. But Bedhead's going all out for the cut, no doubt whatsoever. Don't think about anything else. So this match started at 7 p.m. It's an hour and 18 minutes old, but it's not going to be much older than this, I'm afraid. And that's very well done. Again, the pace and the cue ball going those 2 rails, the perfect in the 6.
So now, he can either hold this or he can slide it over. I'd probably slide it over myself like that.
Yeah, nice little stun. And again, perfect on the 7 just to hold it for the 8. Now, how tight's that 9 in the rail? Let's have a quick look. Well, it's comfortably off the rail. So he's...
Well, that's unfortunate. Brain fell out. He was 20 minutes late for his match.
So Bedhead goes to 17, and poor Sergeresh has been stuck on 6 for the last 20 minutes, I think. Where's the cue ball going? Well, it tried to scratch again. A ball has gone, which I think might be the 4 ball. I think the 4's gone, yep.
Now, this is going to be a little bit challenging here. He needs to kind of force this through the 5. Well, he's able to draw past it. That was pretty cool, but he didn't make the ball.
Oh, this is horrible. Right over the top of the 6 ball. I'm banking that across the table and just trying to get into a mess here, but he's going all out for the cut.
Yeah, he's going all out for the loss. That's what he's going all out for.
Now, this will be a great shot from Bedhead. Now, if we can spin this all through the rails and get a bump in the 7 and play a 3-ball combo in the 2-6-3, or is he coming? He's coming back the way. He maybe try to do the same thing though. He has tried to do the same thing. He's trying to get into the spot. He hasn't got there, has he? Oh, that's a brilliant shot. That is a hell of a shot, Steve. Look at this. He's going to be able to play the combo.
This is not good, though, because 2 ball's going to want to run away.
I know.
mean, you're going to have to hit this hard and take the cue ball out. You might come up with a 2-9 combo.
At worst, he might have.
He's going to play it off the rail.
But is he going to play it hard enough? Because this 2-ball then can come out. He is playing it hard enough. Well, he was hoping to actually get it out. Well, you know what he's going to do now, don't you?
The bedhead cut?
No, he's all out. He's just all out for this. This is, kill the guy when you've got the chance. Just going to go for the cut right up the rail. No, he isn't. He's going to play safe just to make me look a fool. But
you
it's
don't need help with that here.
It's the right shot. Well, Steve, if you were there in that match the other morning, I was talking about you would have actually kept me in check the other morning. That's the problem. I was all on my own, going crazy at the end of that match.
Well, I mean, that was a good shot because he had a simple safe. Well, I take the chance on the cut when you got a simple safe that's really good.
It's Arnie time. Where is he?
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's it. It is all over, folks.
Yeah, I had to turn my sound on to hear that. And ball in hand, and he comes up short.
He's left short. That's
see that kind of stuff.
That's
that
just
kind of stuff as a player.
It's sloppy.
But it's like you should be like ashamed. And here we go again.
It is due care and attention. Getting yourself into these positions.
you could roll long on that and too long, and you're still fine.
Well, we've got to remember there's a flexibility in that it's bedhead, and he likes the bedhead cut. Just a perfect bedhead cut. Where's the problem?
The problem is that kind of stuff catches up.
The problem is, exactly, I was just about to say that. The problem is maybe not so much now, but see 3 matches down the line, you can be going home or going on to the one-loss side, one of the two, but this is it. It definitely is all over. And, well, as far as I can see, no more matches in this year's first round. It's pretty much all over, done and dusted, unless Spectre Dawn and Timber Pigeon have had a discussion somewhere along the line and they're going to turn up later on tonight. But
I don't know why neither one has sent out match proposals.
No,
that's what I don't get.
I've forgotten again, it's a race to 19. That was what I was doing the other morning. I was thinking it was a race to 18. I've done it again. I was thinking it was the last rack. Oh, dear. Oh, there's Interchange X. No, I definitely haven't got a clue. It's my age as well. That and the warm weather hasn't helped.
And he got the kiss.
Right, well, you go all out for the cut and you hope you don't get hooked behind the 8. That's the rule here. So you leave it short, you come around, you maybe bump into the 7, leave a cut in the 2. Is that what you do? That's what he's trying. Well, he might be bumping straight into this 8 ball. It's going the other side, though, is it? Yeah, he's got away with it.
Well, that was fortunate.
He's got away with it.
Well, maybe he will get your total.
Well, he's on 6. Well, again, he's short in the 5, and it could get ugly very quickly here.
You can just roll this, though. It's automatic position. Just got to hit it hard enough to come off the end rail.
Well, he's going the other way.
He's stunning this, which I don't get. You just roll that.
Well, he's played it well. If it holds up, it holds up. Holds up. Well, he's going long now. I don't think he's taking it to the side. Let's be honest with that.
I mean, he's making life hard on himself.
Well, that's nice pace. He's played that very well. Well, he's going to get to 7. Am I going to jinx him saying that? And always remember...
You're a living jinx.
Always remember what Bob Ross says, guys.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
He didn't just hit that easy.
And now we're into the bedhead cut, but it's Sergeresh that's doing it. Oh, dear. Has he got... And my donut's gone again. My donut's broke again. And what did I tell you? Right, quick tab out. We'll give him that to do a quick disconnect and a quick plug in again if I can get it to work. How come my bloody phone's buffering now? My phone's buffering.
That's it, folks.
Well, it is all over. And, well, it's a comfortable win for Bedhead score-wise. All we would say there, if you're going to mark him up, you would say there's room for improvement. But he's through. So, a quick rundown on the second round. We've got Interchange X now going to play Albinario. We've got VMAX Joe and Cobra there lined up to play. Is that tomorrow? I can't. Or 2 days' time. You have Acero against Tommy in round 2. That should be a good match. You've got a good match as well with Mooncake and Bankster. We have Pulkabouter.
Timberland Pigeon hasn't been around since the 15th.
Yeah, but up until then, he had been in the lobby like 24/7. So he had.
But Spectre Don was here today.
Oh, I mean, he's here every day, Spectre Don at some point or other.
And
Yeah.
NS War, he was in on the 25th.
And he's more than likely going to be in US time, which will be after midnight my time, so I'll never see him.
Who was he playing? He was playing Sargo. Well, Sargo's in the Philippines, so that's always tough.
Pulkabouter's waiting on whatever happens with that Spectre Don Timberwimp match. If it
Sargo
goes to a
was
coin
in
toss.
yesterday. What's with these guys? They're not
communicating. Right, well, I don't know what the hell's happened to my phone because my phone is constantly buffering. I know what that is. It's maybe Stub sending crap to me. So it is. But either way, there's going to be a coin toss in a few hours' time, or 3 hours' time to be exact, 2.5 hours' time when those guys.
It makes me wonder if we're having problems with the tournament system all of a sudden, because why wouldn't those guys send match proposals?
Well, you'd like to think that if they said, and the other thing also is that you'd think they would have at least have the common sense to say, hang on a minute, I'm not getting a response from this guy. I'll contact support and tell them, and say,
I got nothing to support.
We've got communication issues here where we're not getting any. I'm still buffering on my phone. There's something going on with this bloody internet.
Of course, I haven't had anything in support since the 21st. Wonder if there's some issues here going on or something. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, all the other guys have arranged their matches, no problem. So it's something that started very, very recently then, if there's been any issue there. Right, so the other thing to check is just to verify what's left on the schedule here. And I think there's only the one, which is the match between Cobra. And I have to say, this guy who I've got no clue where he's from. In fact, I'll just check where he's from because I've got no idea. VMAX Joe is actually from the US, so there's going to be a time zone difference there. But I'm sure that they should be able to. I mean, will there be as much difficulty for Cobra to get a match with this guy than Cobra to get a match with Stub? Bear in mind that the time zone difference is probably exactly the same, give or take an hour. Well, there's a surprise. But anyway, that is scheduled for Monday at 6 p.m. And I'm guessing that it might be a bloodbath. With no disrespect to VMAX Joe, I'm just assuming, looking at the players that he's been playing as well, old man Bob is obviously playing at a level a lot lower than Cobra, so Cobra will be the strong favourite there. And who did I say Cobra was going to play if he wins round 2? What did I say? I can't even remember. Right, he goes through. He'll be through to round 3, and then it gets very interesting because there could be a surprise, a shock here if Interchange X overturns Albinario or the other way around. But there's a challenge for Interchange X. Do one on Albinario. Right, so that's pretty much it. Steve's trying to work out what the problems is. If there's any problem with the system, no doubt he'll let us know. But I think
well, unless somebody can tell me they haven't been able to get messages. I mean, sometimes I don't get support messages for a few days.
Well, that's a good thing, though, isn't it?
It is.
But
I mean, I'm looking at my Let me look at the Superman account. So I got messages. Yeah. I'm getting messages in that. So, I mean, it seems to be working. I don't know what these guys are doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we can safely say that probably nothing's going to happen tonight. And, one of them is going to go through one way or another. But I'm very surprised Spectre Don's not even contacted you to say, I'm having problems here. I would have thought he'd have been more proactive in that sense. Or maybe he's not bothered. Maybe he's not bothered either way. I don't know.
Is he in the lobby now? Nope. I don't see him.
The only time we're talking about him and he's not there.
I don't see NS4. I don't see Sargo. I don't see Timberland Pigeon. I just don't get it.
Well, we'll worry about that next time. I'm off for a coffee. Thanks to the viewers. Thanks for the company. Thanks to Steve. I don't know when we'll see you again. Obviously, these second round matches will get organised a bit more now that this is going to be complete tonight, and we'll then have to pick and choose depending on times. Slim's off on a Sunday and a Monday, so he might be able to get a few as well. So until then, folks, unless Steve's going to give us a surprise and tell us something, I'm heading out.
I got no surprises today.
Right. Well, that's it,
Thanks
folks.
for the stream.
Thanks again.
All right.
Take
Good
care,
night, guys.
And we will see you again very soon, and we'll bid you good evening, and thanks once more.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Good night, ladies.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.